What's up, guys? What time is it? 9:08. Yeah, it's not great. Listen, we're back. We're back in action. Feeling good. We got a lot of stuff to taste tonight. We're going to have a really fun live stream. I think we're going to have a good turnout as well. So welcome to Thursday night live stream, Drums and Drams. If it's your first time here, basically what we do is, kind of marathon taste a bunch of different stuff. These usually go for like 2.5 hours or so. Tonight we are bringing back a giveaway, kind of a super chat giveaway, something we used to do a lot on the channel. I stopped doing it some months ago after I got really paranoid about getting like a Patreon strike, and then I was like, no more giveaways, no more of this. And what I came to realize after talking to a bunch of the people in the Patreon and friends and stuff is that doing these giveaways on the channel is kind of like a fun thing. It's communal. It's a way to get people involved, and like it's a way to share great whiskey and kind of, support the channel, kind of everything all in one. And so we're bringing that back tonight. So I'll keep reminding people. I got the banner going at the bottom. It's like the old days, I'll keep reminding people as we go in tonight's stream about the giveaway. But let me talk about it real quick. What's up, Sean Holtgrave? Let me talk to you guys about it real quick right now, just at the top of the show, so that the 84 of you that are here right now will know about it, and then I'll remind people as they come in. By the way, please hit that like button on your way in. So tonight, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be tasting things at the beginning of the stream, and then I'm going to get into a blind flight sent in by Adam McIntyre. So that's going to be a fun blind. He sent me like a really detailed, let me kind of show you guys, really detailed like question sheet with rounds. And all of that is kind of in an effort to train for Matt Madness. And then he kind of put all the different answers in these different envelopes. And then Sarah wrote the normal like reveal cards for you guys to see as I go through it. So you're going to know at the top, but then I'm going to go through different rounds, and you're going to be able to track like my round by round questions and answers along with what the real, the reveal bottle is for each of those samples. So I've got 5 samples in that blind. That's going to be at the end of the stream or close to the end. Maybe I'll save a few things for after it, but we'll kind of see. But at the beginning, I'm going to marathon taste a lot of the stuff that you see here on the table. And so I'm going to give away samples of many of the things that you see on the table. If you want to see what the giveaway prizes are like in fuller detail, you can check the description of this video. It's actually going to be in there tonight. But the top 2 prizes for tonight's giveaway are unreleased River Roots picks. So this is coming out May 30th. This is 11.5 Year Heaven Hill. It's called, or Schmeven Schmill. It's called Cafe Cadence. It's 105.3 proof. It's a low proof cask strength Heaven Hill, and it tastes like every sweet crepe and sweet pastry you can imagine, which is why we went with this Cafe Cadence. It's like very French kind of theme. And then we've got the 12-year MGP bourbon, 36% rye, 110.8 proof. This to me was the best one of the lot. I went through all 5 of those barrels. It's called Cymbaltown. It's kind of a little percussion, funny thing. Beautiful label on this one. So we're going to give both of these away with a sample of the other for the person who didn't get the other one, and a sample of Calumet 18. You can see it, all this in the description again. And then also we're going to give away a sample pack of tonight's pours to the 3rd place winner, which is going to be all the Michter stuff, our Buckner's 15 picks, these 2, Michter's 10, Calumet 18, 17, Jefferson's cask strength, all the stuff we're going to go through, that's going to be in that sample pack. So we're going to have 3 winners tonight from me, and then one of our Patreon members, Andy, has generously offered to throw in a 4th prize of a Circle City bourbon, which is our 8-year, 9-month MGP pick from Circle City. So massive giveaway tonight, River Root stuff. The way to enter is every super chat, every $5 in super chats gets you an entry. And if you want to skip YouTube's cut, you can PayPal or Venmo me directly. And those, this is important, the PayPal and Venmo stuff is in the description of the video, and it's different. It's to my business PayPal and my business Venmo now. So it's Drums and Drams on both of those. You can find that in the description. It's not Sea Leech music like it used to be. If you mess up and you send it to the other one, that's okay. But you'll have to remind me to check that other Venmo. I've tried to pull up all of my accounts here. So every $5 gets you an entry. We'll run the randomizer at the end of this stream. So there you go. You guys know how this works. I'll taste both of these at the beginning of the stream, and then we'll get into all these pours and this blind flight. It's going to be a really fun night. So thanks for being here. Okay. Travis Robeson. I missed it when you sent it, but you said something today, and you sent me a super chat like days in advance for tonight's stream, which is awesome. So I appreciate that, man. So you're going to be the first one to get in here. Again, I'm going to be tracking on my spreadsheet here. So let's get a first pour. Let me know what you guys are sipping on this evening. I'm going to start with a little cafe cadence. All right, so this is, again, 105 proof cask strength, so a low cask strength Heaven Hill. Just going to say cheers to you all. Channel is kind of back up and running. We got some reviews going, exciting stuff. I'll talk about more of it tonight on the stream, but, you know, all sorts of cool stuff coming up. It's all good, guys. If you send it to the old one, it's no big deal. I maybe should have just left it and transferred all that money to my... Maybe that's a better way to do it. Just people are going to do what they're going to do. Just transfer it all over to the new one. But at this point, it'll be a mix, you know. But I got to make sure I get you guys. Okay. Let me say hello to some folks, and we'll get rocking and rolling. All right, cheers. Oh, man. Joel Parrish, rumor is this will be the best live stream he does all week. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll do another pop-up. No, I'm just kidding. We're probably not going to do that. John commenting for the love of the game. Definitely not for the algo. Is this the drum guy from Ohio? I hate you, Sam. One of many. One of many. What's up, Ron Miles? Dude, good to see you. Hey, Ron. Ron, I don't know if you're still here, man. That was like 10 minutes ago. But, dude, Sweet Heat. It turned out pretty cool, man, with the cherry red. This is the Green River 100% rye. So this is the first barrel we picked. We got the shorty coming a little bit later, a few months later. Yeah, Marshall, thumbnail was up real early. I was still late. Hit that like button, guys, please, if you don't mind, while my voice cracks. All right, I'm going to keep scrolling, sipping on some Wampus Woods rye from Crittenden's. A friend muled it today, says Jason. Jason, I've actually got a Crittenden's from Marshall. He generously gifted this bottle. This is the black walnut finish rye. I'm going to taste that tonight here at the top as well. Apollo, I see you back there. All right, Jason, in for 2 entries. Thank you, man. I gotcha. Says, let's go, drummer boy. We're getting there. We're definitely not on time, but we're getting there. Okay. Sean Holtgrave, good to see you, man. Lido, great hangs last month in Austin. Okay, got a little Year of the Rye in the glass for Andy. Andy, thank you for donating the Circle City, man. It's not in the description of the video. I didn't get a chance to update that, but I appreciate it. We're going to get that going. If I forget for some reason, please remind me. Sean Holtgrave, $20 super chat. Thanks, man. Got you in for 4. This message will self-destruct. Let's hope not. Or maybe we hope so. Joe, love all the recent activity on the channel cam, keeping us fed. I'm trying, man. We're getting back to it. Any words to avoid for the giveaway? Yeah, just don't say anything about whiskey. You can just, what you would say in a super chat, you know. Give me a bunch of shit. It's okay. Colin, what's up, dude? Is this the same cam that blind bottle guessed the ECVP laser codes? Yeah, I heard it was fake, dude. That's what everybody's going to say. Oh, what's up, Bev Porter? Mama Porter's in the house. Okay, guys, I think I'm caught up. Okay. Listen, I used to be a hater of low-proof cast strength Heaven Hill. I really did. I thought that all barrel-proof Heaven Hill needed to drink at least like Elijah Craig at minimum, and then, you know, up from there. Parker's Heritage, Heaven Hill 17. Like, that was what the concept, for me, of cask strength Heaven Hill was. And now that I've tried a lot of stuff that's, like, hit the barrel market, especially these low-proof Heaven Hill barrels, you know, I think if you don't go into tasting some of these things from NDPs, if you don't go into it with like a preconceived notion, it can really, really surprise you. And I know that I had tasted low proof Heaven Hill before. I actually tasted it from Foregate. I don't know if it was like their Foundation series or what that bottling was that had low proof cast strength Heaven Hill, maybe around 110 or something, maybe 108. And that was years ago, I feel like. And I remember just being like, yeah, this is not for me. It's so bright and doesn't have a lot going on. Well, this is seemingly like the same kind of stuff that we have in Cafe Cadence. And we didn't have to pick this. But when I went through those barrels, it was like, man, it's kind of a good reminder for me. Sorry to, kind of go on a little rant here, but it's a good reminder for me to just keep an open mind with whiskey and stop thinking so much about what things should be or where they come from. Yes, we want transparency. That's not what I'm saying. But I've been so surprised this year, as we go out and do barrel picks of the stuff that we're finding and just letting my kind of expectations and letting it go. And like, you don't have to be a know-it-all. And I'm telling that to myself when it comes to these things. So Cafe Cadence, just kind of a long way to say I really like that profile, but it's not something I would have ever thought that I would be into. So I'm excited for people to get that, dropping in the Patreon. And then also whoever wins the giveaway tonight, if it's a non-Patreon member, I think that would be kind of cool so that they could get a chance to try some of the picks too. Easton, don't say Titty City, my Venmo failed. That's funny. Slad, well, there you go. Low proof Heaven Hill's the only Heaven Hill these days. Yeah, I mean, a little different with this one because it's like really low proof. But yeah, listen, the Elijah Craig barrel proof thing is a little sad. Let's hope that like the premiumization of bourbon that's happening right now, let's hope that starts as supply grows with all the distillery expansions. Let's hope that there's more whiskey to go into these like mid-range offerings again, like maybe in 2 or 3 years. I could see that happening, just depending on if these distilleries want to like create artificial scarcity and not put out a lot of that stuff, or if they're willing to dump it into their own products, or if we're going to see even more of that like high-age stuff that seemingly should be kept by distilleries actually being moved into the barrel market just to get quick cash and kind of, cash in on those barrels, which I think we're seeing a lot of distilleries do. And just like MGP with these 12-year ryes, shipping them off to NDPs. And it's like, guys, you're sitting on amazing whiskey. And it's probably just because the cash is so easy to just take those and flip them. Anyways, Dan H., thank you, man, for the super chat. I'll get you in here for 10 entries. It's a freaking massive super chat, man. Thank you. It says, tip for Cam ahead of tomorrow's 6 Benjamin drop that will hit me. Let's not talk about that. We don't need to advertise tomorrow's drop anymore. Yeah, because that's going to be a disaster in a great way and in a bad way altogether, as it is. But thank you, man. Thanks, Dan. Patreon just took my money for you while I watch you. Spooky. Hey, it knows. All right. And now a final little warm-up pour for me, which is going to be Symboltown, moving up slightly in proof. That's a 12-year MGP at 110.8, 36 rye mash. And it's just a dark fruit monster. Yeah. Listen, I don't think we're going to get back to the old school MGP days anytime soon, where you had like the Boone Counties and the SAOS and the what else was there? Oh, yeah, the Blom Brothers and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to get quite back to that quality. Those were freak barrels, but we're getting as close as we've ever been with some of this stuff on the market. Like Symboltown, to me, very, very high quality 12-year stuff. I think it's really good. Sam, thank you for the super chat, man. Get you in here for once. Just hoping for second place. Excited for Cafe Cadence. Thank you, bro. So let's see if Venmo, like, splits these things off in my... Yeah, it's kind of like showing me 2 different Venmo accounts. That's funny. I wonder if they're like tied in together on the app. I have no idea. All right. So let's get going now. Let's get into some of these pours. I think we should start just kind of low to high proof wise. And so I think one thing that we can do actually is get right into the Michters, because these are not very high proof. Yeah. Both of them are 109. The bourbon is 109.4 and the rye is 109.8. Adam says, man, I thought I'd be early coming in at 822. That's funny, man. All right, so let me know if you guys have tried any of these 2025 Michter's releases yet. I am so curious to give these a try. I've had one little sip of the rye so far. And I think I did take a sip of the bourbon, but I don't remember anything about it. The rye I remember a little bit from the other night. Okay. Good color, man. I mean, considering the presumed age of this product is not very high. Yeah, the bourbon is very dark. The rye is just kind of what you would expect. Okay. Thank you, guys. I see the super chats coming in on Venmo and everything else. I promise I'll get to those. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny how it takes a little fee because of it's not friends and family when it goes into the business account, but I'm trying to do everything, not under the table anymore. Okay. So let's just call these both 109 proof. We don't get age statements for these. Let's start with the bourbon, and then we'll move on to the rye. The rye should, in theory, be spicier. All right, so I think the main thing I usually get on just the straight up Michter's US 1 bourbon, I actually get kind of like a little coffee vibe to it. It's got like a lot of baking spice and a little bit of this gritty coffee character to it. I've always found it interesting. It doesn't have and I'm thinking back a ways at this point, but it wasn't like overly sweet. It did have a little bit more like aromatic baking spice type notes than most other entry level products. So I always felt like it's not a bad value when it was like $40, $45, whatever it is, but it was still not something that I was running out and trying to grab. So with that in mind, let's go into the barrel strength version of that now. And right away, this smells young. Like, you can't get around it. It's a limited edition product. Secondary on this is not nearly as bad as it used to be. If I recall, I think these things have dropped. But it's actually pretty like it's pretty grainy and citrus forward. There is a dark character to it, like a little nutmeggy kind of like brown sugar darkness, I would say, but it's not like an oaky darkness. It's not like a dark fruit thing. It still kind of has a little bit of that grittier, almost coffee cake kind of thing to it on the nose. But if you guys have ever had any like younger wild turkey products, you might be able to relate to this. I typically, when I smell younger turkey products, I get a lot of spice and it can get a little harsh. It's like a harsh, citrusy, grainy spice. I actually get that note here in the Michter. So it's a combination of those lighter or brighter, harsh citrus spice notes, and then this underpinning of this kind of youthful, dark coffee cake graininess. So it's not quite bridging the gap between those two things. It doesn't, like, let's put it this way, it doesn't smell like a limited edition whiskey, if that's really kind of what this is. If it's a limited release every year, which it is, doesn't smell like that's the case. All right. It gets better through the sip. Finish is weird. Okay. Man, I tell you what, this is kind of disjunct. It's a little bit all over the place. And this has never been one of my favorite bottles, but it, as all Michter's products do, this barrel strength bourbon has varied so much year to year for me that it's like a crapshoot with what you're going to get out of these bottles. That's the way I feel about Michter's. You can't really go chasing down single barrels of this stuff. It's not really tenable to do that. So let's talk about this. Up front on the palate is where all that youth comes in. It's like right away you're hit with youthful spice, darker kind of grainy character. And then as it gets into the mid palate, it does get better. Like there is a dark fruit note that starts to come into play. Almost like a little bit of a, I guess kind of like a plumminess to it. That's kind of in the mid palate. And then as you get into the finish, the floor falls out of the whiskey. The spice is left there from the front of the palate. All that youthful spice is still hanging out, but then the floor falls out and there's not really anything to go off of. So just the whole way through, it's always changing, and it acts like it's going to get better, and then it doesn't really get better at the end. I got to do another sip of this. Yeah, I don't know about this. Isn't the barrel proof bourbon a Kentucky only release? I don't know. Do you guys know any Kentucky folks in here? I feel like I remember that being the case maybe years ago, and I don't know if it's changed or maybe it's gotten slight distribution. I'm not sure. I can't get this note out of my head on this, which is like pencil eraser. I don't know why that's standing out so much to me. But I did mention that I kind of got a dark fruit note that finally appeared on this in the mid palate. It's the only fruitiness that I'm getting besides like that brighter citrusy spice. I'm finding it now on the nose, but it's kind of like too little too late. It's in the background. I mean, what's SRP on this thing? Is it like $80? $100? 110? I'm seeing like 100 and 110 and yeah, no way. No way. SRP is $100. No way. Man, listen, I love Michters, but I don't, this just is not really doing it for me. JL, thank you for the super chat. Let me get you in here. I'm going to start early on the Venmos and PayPals just to make sure I'm caught up. It's going to be interesting to remember my place. Got you in for 2 entries with a little drums and drams emoji. Actually, that's drams and drums. That's the reverse. Terry, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. It ain't much, but it's honest. There we go, man. Thanks, Terry. You can get the barrel proof bourbon in a Fort Nelson Reserve bottle at their shop. Listen, I've actually tried. That's a great call. I've actually tried the rye version of that, the Fort Nelson rye. That was like in 2021 when Jason from Mash and Drum had me over to his place. Yeah, January 2021, and he had a bottle of that from probably, I mean, must have been fairly recently. So I would say probably mid 2020-ish to beginning of 2021, in that time frame where he did that bottle your own thing. And I tried that Michter's rye then, and it was incredible. Now, obviously, my palate was much less developed back then, but there are certain whiskeys that stand out to me even over time, and that's one of them. Like, I remember that being incredible. Now, I never had the bourbon version of it, but if whatever they did to that rye, like it was extremely dark color, just so full flavored, didn't make any sense. Whatever they did to that, if they could do all the time, that'd be great. But I don't know if that was like a short barrel or like a honey barrel that they choose for that. Chris Ardrey says this limestone private stock is fantastic. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for saying that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I love that. I've gone through half my bottle at this point. It's only lasted, I guess, 2 weeks at this point. So moving quickly. Appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat, man. All right. So the bourbon is a total miss for me. I mean, we don't need to keep going on this. I'm just gonna pour it back in. No, I'm not, because I'm gonna give out samples of this. You guys don't want my germs. So whoever gets the sample pack tonight, I would love to know what you end up thinking of this. Maybe this is gonna appeal to people. And I'll tell you last thing before I go to this rye. That smells way better. The last thing about this bourbon, it reminds me, of the James Pepper decanters. It's like the things that I don't like about the James Pepper decanters, it's the same kind of thing I don't like about this. And there's a lot of people that like those decanters. I have revisited mine. I have bought a new batch, and I still don't understand. Those James Pepper decanters are just youthful, man. And so is this Michter's Barrel Strength. Oh, wow. What is this? Oh, Venmo is sending me text messages. Wow, that must be a new thing. Nice. Okay, so let's go to the rye now. 109.8. This is 25B0399, if anybody cares about that. 399 or 344? Who knows? Doesn't matter. Okay. This is so much better on the nose. And you know what I need to do? I loved last year's Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. And it's the first one in a long time that I loved this way. Yeah, 24B. I've got a 2016 over there too. So the 2016 is extremely different. It doesn't even make sense that it's the same whiskey. But let's get into this Michter's 2025 and compare it to the 2024. All right. And the 2024, yeah, 110.2. It's basically the same proof. Pretty consistent there. Matt says I won't back up the James Pepper decanter. I don't get it, man. Paul says that pick is insanely good. Can't wait to find another one. Which one are you talking about, Paul? Whoa, is this the rye that I just poured? Hang on. Why does that smell so good? No, that is the rye. Holy crap. Man, this smells great. This rye, it's like buttery sweet. It's like dark brown butter sweetness. It doesn't even really smell like a rye. Let me smell the 24. Wow. What in the hell? These are totally... You would never know that these are the same whiskeys. This is crazy. So the 2024 has like a toasted barrel note to it, which last year I said that it was really honey forward and it had this granular texture. It's all coming back to me now. And I like that about the 24. I thought it was a really oddball whiskey and so unique and it drank well. But now in this side-by-side comparison, that smells like heavy toast on the barrels. Whereas this 25, dude, this is like chocolate and brown butter and sweet. These are single barrels, so your mileage is certainly, if this is any indication, going to vary. Wow. It's like perfectly integrated on the nose between darker bakery, like brown buttery and chocolatey kind of notes with like some oak elements and some fruit elements. Everything is all just brought together so well in this one. Man. I hope to God this drinks as well as it smells. Spicier than it smelled. Oh, but so good. But a pretty short finish. Dang it. That's the one thing about this. The finish, and I don't know if that's a proof thing or just an individual barrel thing. Proof finish is short. But damn, if that flavor profile isn't excellent on that rye. Wow. Listen, this consistently now, 2 years in a row, even though they're not even seemingly related products, very impressive. I love this rye. I hate that it gets upcharged on secondary, although right now the secondary has continued to drop on these barrel strength ryes. I think I paid like $150 for this, which I know, like even for me tasting it right now, $150 is too much. It's not worth that. But if you found this at SRP, I would not. I would pick this up. If it's like this one, it will have a shorter finish. You wouldn't expect that from a rye necessarily. Just keep that in mind. Even so, I think the flavor profile is worth picking up and kind of having a more crushable Kentucky rye. Awesome. If I rated it, though, like this is one of the situations where, by the way, the bourbon, if I'm rating that barrel-proof bourbon, I mean, that's a 75 at best for me. It's not, that ain't breaking into the 80s, you know? 75 at best, and I'd have to give that a little thought, but on an initial tasting, I'm just going to give it a 75, you know? I'm actually going to write that down because I may as well just keep that in the spreadsheet for the Patreon members. Live stream ratings. Let's just do it. MBSB 25. I'm going to say 75-ish. First impression. So I'll kind of denote that in the spreadsheet for the Patreon folks to check that out. I'll denote that as a first impression. Lawrence, dude, nice super chat. But listen, this rye, even with its kind of defect in the finish, defect is a strong word. It's so buttery. I love that about it. It you know what it tastes like? It tastes like Heaven Hill. Like it has that rich creaminess of a Heaven Hill bourbon. I don't know if I would ever know that's a rye drinking it blind, except for the first sip. When the spice hit me on the first sip, I recognized it. And now second sip, after kind of getting used to that spice, I would never know that's a rye whiskey. Is that good or bad? I don't know, but it's a Kentucky rye, so you kind of expect it. Yeah, I mean, it's not I wouldn't give that a crazy score, but like off the top of my head, like 82. I think like an 82 is a fair score for that. Let's go 8. I would say 81. MBSR. I'll give that an 81 first impression. Yeah. All right. If you found a barrel of that had a finish, it would be lights out. All right, Incognito jumping in here, coming in hot. Well, I got you one entry, man. Hey Cam, heard you're planning on cashing in a backstage pass on 620 so you can clap Dan's cheeks. Yes, I'm gonna do my best. We'll see how I do tonight though in the little warm up. LJL says long week but got it right this time. Nice. Thanks for another super chat, man. Got you in for 2. Now with the drums and drams. Cheers. 25 is rumored to be Brown Foreman. Yeah, there's always the Brown Foreman rumors. But Michter's is distilling their own stuff, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't know what's what. They just say bottled by. But that doesn't have the acetone note of Brown Foreman, whereas the 10-year products oftentimes do. Speaking of which, I skipped over the 10-year going in proof order, but I think that's okay. We'll get back to that in a second. Oh, Caesar, thank you, man. I'm going to put you in here as Caesar, not as Kobe. And for one, here's $4.99 for one mid taco. Oh, I'll freaking take it, dude. And Stuart, thank you, bro, for a generous $25 super chat. Stuart, I'm going to get you in here as CLE. I found that Michter's does not have a long finish. None of them. You know what? I guess you're probably right. I'm trying to think of a Michter's that I've ever been wowed by the finish. That would be a tough thing to figure out. Maybe like a toasted rye has had a longer finish, and that would make sense. Maybe the toasted rye would have the longest finish of any of their products. I usually prefer their sour mash and rye over the bourbon. I actually agree. I definitely agree. I like the sour mash a lot. The sour mash is great. Clay, what's up, man? Dude, let me put your name in here. And with 4 entries, thank you. All right, let's see. Been out of the loop due to medical issues with the youngest. Man, I hope everything's going okay. Man, I'm sorry you're still dealing with that. Sorry, she's still dealing with that. Jeez. Hopefully getting clarity on that front. Cam, thought you'd enjoy knowing I'm also taking oldest to semifinals in Indy. Her first DCI show. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Are you going, so are you doing the lot and going in? Or are you just going in? Like, what's the plan? Anonymous kidney. Drums plus drams equals fire. Thank you. I'm just going to write kidney. Because if I try to spell anonymous right now, it's going to be a failure. Thanks for the super chat. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you. All right, we'll get back to the super chats in a second in the stream, but let's keep it moving. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to taste the 2024 now. I can't believe these are the same the same whiskey. Wow. The 24 is so much more astringent now than the 25. 25 Michter's Rye. Yeah, like it more than last year. Easy. Good job, Michter's. Except for the finish. Bad job on the finish, Michter's. Okay. Let's change gears a little bit and let's get into a craft whiskey before we kind of cut back to the Michter's 10, the Calumet 18, the Praedictum. Listen, this is a hot topic right here. 15-year Praedictum. We'll get into that too. Actually, think we're going to get into that next because this is finished. And I think the sequencing is going to matter on this. So let's go Praedictum next. I don't know if anybody's talked about this yet. I've been kind of out of the loop online as far as watching content and lives and stuff. So I'm not sure if there's any like tastings that have happened of this stuff. There's been a lot of information and a lot of speculation about it. Hopefully I can that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to taste it. I'm going to do a little speculating because you got to. But up front, I will just tell you, I don't know where this is from. And anything I say tonight doesn't mean that I know where this is from. Okay? All right. So let me jump on over. I'm going to get one of these Venmos open. Gosh, I should have thought about this. Now I've got 2 PayPals and 2 Venmos. I'm going to have to pay somebody to help me keep track of this during streams. That's not even a joke. I got 1 PayPal here from Jeffrey Smith. Thank you, man. It says, love the content. Let me get you in here. Jeffrey Smith for 4. Appreciate it. And I'll bump over to the... Man, that Praedictum on the nose is weird. Has anybody tried this, by the way? It smells like unripe. It smells kind of like unripe tropical fruit. Jason P. Got you in here from the old PayPals. For 4 entries. Says, G-word time. Thanks, man. Got you in. Okay, so it's time for Praedictum. Ben, for more tacos. Dude, I have tacos in the fridge. I ate them before the stream, as usual. And now the others are in the fridge. In for 2, man. Thanks for the taco fund. Michter's 20 finished pretty... Okay, all right, Michter's 20. Honestly, though, I tasted that Michter's 20 that Darrell sent me a sample of a couple years back. Listen, really good whiskey. Is it all-time whiskey? No, it's not close to all-time whiskey. Like, I would take a lot of Dusty GTS over it. I'd take a lot of other Dusty stuff over it, too. Obviously, Michter's 20 is modern day, but... I don't know, man. I don't know. It was really good, but it was not worth like $3,000-$4,000, whatever it is on secondary. No way. All right, Mr. Edward Schitzerhands. If you guys don't know what that means, that's a Discord joke. Whiskey Rambler, super chats are back, baby. Let's pay for a 2 square foot of that house tonight. Yeah, let's go. We got to build the house. All right, I'm going to keep scrolling here. Andy says, Michter's has a special place for me. Agree they can be short, though. 25 stomps at 24. Yeah, 100%. Larry B, keep killing it, Cam. Thank you, man. All right, so I'm already going to speculate on this Praedictum, okay? Matt, if you send more flavored whiskey in my first round of Matt Madness, dude... then you're trying to make me fail. And that's okay. But you softballed Bruzel. I mean, you couldn't have given him an easier round. So, listen, I see how it is. Softball and Bruzel. Going to give me apple-flavored nonsense. I see how it is. Although your Buckter round was tricky, man. 4 bottles of Buckter. Did you buy all those, or did they send those to you? The reason I ask, Matt, I can't see you buying 4 bottles of that stuff. Bourbon Bill, how much mid-buff turkey? I can say very happily I have 0 mid-buff turkey. I have 4 barrels of buff turkey in this house, and they're all barrels that we picked. And I would not have picked buff turkey that I felt wasn't... Listen, is any of it worth the price? I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Bill. But... as low of a price as we can get, like for people to hit their margins, that's and the quality to be as high as possible. I feel like we've done that. That's all that you can do. Adam, I hate you so much, bro. Can I cite you on Facebook? Mojo, good to see you, dude. Mike loves his Praedictum. Just got to back up. All right, here we go. Okay, on the nose. So the rumor is that this is wild turkey. You got people saying it's buff turkey. You got like the owner and like in podcast or something saying that it's legit wild turkey. I don't know who's right. And also, just because somebody's an owner of a company or an investor in a company or somebody's in a podcast or I'm sitting here talking to you doesn't mean we know these things. Like, unless you've had eyes on the barrels and also that you're honest and not lying, those are the criteria by which I will trust you. And you've got people basically saying, oh, they confirm that it's legit turkey, and then other people who taste it saying, no, it tastes like buff turkey. So let's see. It is 75, 13, 12 mash. It's 15 years old. It's 112 proof. It smells very bright. It's slightly not slightly. It's very citrusy and astringent. Like, it's grapefruit. It's unripe, like pineapples and tropical fruit. It's not really red fruit. I mean, this is just a tropical fruit and citrus kind of thing. Definitely a lot of vanilla. And so little cornbread. So all the things I just said are things I would say about buff turkey products. The only thing is, on the nose, this doesn't have, it's different, but buff turkey does range. Now, does this smell like legit wild turkey on the nose? A little. Like the citrus stuff in here, there's definite orange peel notes. You can convince me that that's a wild turkey note. But all this other tropical stuff going on here is much more buff turkey-like when I say it, but it doesn't taste or doesn't smell exactly like other buff turkey that I've had. So it's in a weird middle ground for me. But knee-jerk reaction on the nose right now is buff turkeys. Let me taste it. I'll say this. It doesn't smell 15 years old. It doesn't have enough oak. I think it smells astringent. And thankfully, the price dropped from $600 to $170. If I smelled this and someone told me it was $600, I would throw the bottle. Okay. Wow, I mean, that is like Watermelon City, which is a buff turkey thing. But it has a lot of spice. It has a lot more spice than you would expect for 112 proof. Like, it's a light and candied watermelon and sweet profile on the palate. But just because it's light, it doesn't mean that it's not spicy, because it's very, very spicy at 112 proof. And again, it drinks young. Like, if I had this blind, if I had to imagine having this blind, I would say this is like a 7 or 8 year bourbon. This does not taste 15 years old. It's not even in the same ballpark of that. Maybe I'm being a hater right now. I don't know. There's grain and there's youth. These bright astringent fruits. I would be pretty darn convinced that is like a weird sort of off-profile buff turkey, if I had to make a guess right now. And it's not pleasant for me. It's just not really yet. Chris Morton, get you in here, man. In for 4. Says, I also bought into the Praedictum 15 and put it up against Russell's 15 and the Blendery Buff Turkey. All very good. Honestly, not far off from one to another. Love to get my first Russells, especially my first River Roots, especially a pick. Chris, man, it's tough, dude. Listen, Russell's 15. These other things don't touch him, in my opinion. But that's just my profile, the antique oak. Oh, those super saturated dark fruits. I just love Russell's 15. Buff Turkey can approximate some things about that, but like the one thing that's always confused me, not calling you out, Chris, just generally, is like people making comparisons about like, oh man, you can really taste the turkey influence on this buff turkey, and it's like, what turkey influence? None of the ingredients are turkey ingredients. That's always boggled my mind, but that's just a little bit of like, tasting through suggestion or whatever. So anyways, thanks for the super chat, Chris. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I think this is definitely not far off of that Blendery bottle you're talking about. Slad, let's see what Slad says In for 4. Thank you, man. Can't believe Scammerin, put out that laser code blind taste video. I'm sorry. Listen, I had to get some brownie points getting back on the interwebs. Al, you can use Venmo. Just use the one that's in the description of the video. It's a new one for the business. Can't wait to see what you think of the Jeffersons. SLB loved it. Jason liked it. Said it was vanilla hot. Oh, I don't want to read it. I've purposely stayed away from watching things about that. Oh, Chris with another super chat. Thanks, man. Chris with 2 more says, I'm enjoying my Praedictum taste more similar to Russell's than the buff turkey I've tasted. Bard. Listen, I would agree with that because I think this tastes like off-profile buff turkey, like even brighter, even more tropical buff turkey. It's not dirty. It doesn't have that dirtiness that like Bard and Princess have, which is why I went for those. This is very clean, but so bright to me and so astringent to me. Gifts from Raj Bhakta himself, says Matt. Nice, man. Durrell versus Bruzel. Oh, is that who it is? Is that the matchup? Okay. I don't know if I need to taste this. I mean, a bunch more. Yeah. Smaller sip, a little bit better. Less overt tropical fruit on that sip. More vanilla. Like, it really does have a lot of vanilla going on. I don't think that's worth 170. I know people are going to disagree. People in the chat have already said they really like this bottle. I think this is a fine $85 product that drinks like an 8-year whiskey. And I'm not just being harsh to be harsh. And I'm not just being harsh because I think it's probably buff turkey. That's legit. I mean, I just don't think... I think you put that in a blind, and it gets kind of trashed. It should have a lot of... Bill, dude. Yeah. If I sent you this sample, you would just make a video and just take a steaming dump on it. So... I could already hear your voice ranting about it. It would be awesome. Chris, I got mine for 170. Sounds like it was initially priced. Dude, pricing that at 600 is so crazy. Oh, I guess, you know what? I guess that is probably, if I had any mid-buff turkey, yeah, that would be it. Assuming that's what it is. Just rough around the edges, says Jason. Yeah, you know how I love Russell's 15, man. Thrasher, what's up? You know what, Thrasher? Listen, dude. If you ever want to not be abused on a live stream, just come hang out here, man. Matt just abuses you, and he kicks you out, and he yells at you if there's a little thing here or there in the scoring, if you ever need a home, I got you, man. Taco fun going crazy. Adam Edlin, thanks, bro. You took down the Christmas decorations. I hate you so much, dude. 4 entries. You know what? That's a worthwhile super chat. Okay, let's get into this Crittendens. You guys know how I feel about Crittendens. I think insanely underrated distillery. No, you're not going to love everything from Crittendens because Matt is doing all sorts of crazy stuff with finishes, with mash bills. Like, he's got a lot of like experimental kind of one-off runs of mash bills he's done, and we ended up with a few different, 2 different bourbon mash bills, 2 different rye mash bills actually between our 4 barrels. So everything had a unique mash bill, and I think where Matt is the most underrated is with his rye whiskeys. Now I'm setting it up now, and this is a rye, so if I don't like it, it's probably going to be because of the finish. So this is finished with black walnut at 122.6 proof. 6 years old. It's a Mississippi Sippers collaboration, but Crittenden's Rise, insanely underrated, and nobody's doing picks of this stuff. I think we had like the oldest rye pick they'd ever put out, and Matt was like, people in the South just don't really want the ryes, they all go for the bourbons. Dude, if anybody out there runs a barrel picking group and can get to Kiln, Mississippi, go through his ryes. and you're going to have a heyday. I know there some stores and some groups can't sell rye. For some reason, we can. Rye whiskey, dude. His stuff is amazing. So black walnut finished, and the finishing time... let's see. July of 24, bottled in October of 24. Oh, this is a little bit older. All right. I didn't know when this was from. Marshall, thank you again for the bottle, man. Ooh, very chocolatey. This is like this almost is like a stout finished rye on the nose. Chocolate and spice. It's almost like a mint chocolate. I like the nose. I like the nose already. Oh, Jesse, you're all good, man. Ooh. This is the first time I've tasted a Crittenden's rye and felt like, wow, that tastes like craft whiskey. This actually has quite a bit of a craftiness to it. And I'm wondering if it's from the finish as opposed to from the base rye, because of the ryes that we've tasted there, I never really got like that kind of pot still, raisin kind of note. So I think that's probably from the finish. I really, really like the nose of this product. And this kind of reminds me actually of a different take on like the preservation weeded pot still bourbon, which has a lot of those chocolatey raisin notes. This one would not be one of my favorites. Like some of the finishes that Matt does don't quite hit for me, and some really hit. Like the cherry wood, I think it was the cherry wood finish or Pinot or something. That one was really good to me. His double oaks are awesome. The Stogie batch is not really for me, I don't think. And then there was another one that wasn't for... Oh, the pecan. The pecan is the one that I'm just not into. And then this black walnut to me is interesting, but for some reason it's tasting really crafty and kind of different. And the finish has made... The finishing barrel has made the finish of the whiskey a little bit shorter. Front of the palate is great. Nose is great. So I'm going to have to spend some more time with that one. In particular to see if the finish settles a little bit, like getting some air in the bottle. But if you like Crittenden's number one, if you like craft whiskey, you're into trying some new stuff, while I don't think all of his finishes will be for every single person, there is a person for all of those finishes. So I would not hesitate if you see cognac, if you see the Bourraille, all that kind of stuff, pick those things up. And Matt's a great guy, and Crittenden's is just badass. Is the spittoon in use? Not yet, but I've been taking insanely small sips, Pink Dan. All good. I'm a big boy, says Thrasher. Hey, Bourbon Bill, can you send me a message, man, and just like lay out a few things? Because I would love to send you some more stuff, dude. I just forget these things. So, Praedictum. I want to hear your rant on Praedictum. Crittenden's. Anything else you want, man? You let me know. I'm happy to send it. Okay, I'm serious. Seeing Stella Maria in the market for $27. I don't know. I don't think I've had. Well, actually, they sent me a bottle of the rye a few years ago. I don't remember if it's not memorable to me, but at $27, if you need a house pour, you need a house mixer, Jesus, pick that up. Pick up 3 of them, you know. Laser Sipping Rye, I love Jason. You've done rye barrel picks, Joe. Jeez, man. I cannot catch a break. I can't. Marshall, thank you, bro. Thanks for sending that. I'm going to send that to Bourbon Bill. Black walnut rye sounds like it'd be banger old fashioned. That's probably true. Oh, the persimmon. That's what I was thinking of, not Pinot. I had a P word in my head. It's persimmon. That I loved that bottle. Oh, Chase, that was his least favorite. Oh, see, for some reason the persimmon just hit for me, man. Yeah, we got to go back, Marshall. We got to go back. Matt, got to clip all those nice things you said about Matt and use them for another Matt I know. Hey, Porter, dude, you got to listen, bro. If for some reason you're ever going down south for a barrel pick or something, you got to go to Crittenden's, dude. I think, Well, listen, you liked that first bourbon that I did. You put over OGD, the Dusty, which I thought was crazy, probably because you thought it was an Armagnac. You got to go to Crittenden's. You would find some killer barrels there. Chase says, unbelievable how good your non-finished picks were. Now I'm dumbfounded why there aren't more picks like that. I lived in Mississippi, see lots of crit picks. I don't know either, man. Especially the rye. So it's Michter's 10 time before we go to the Jefferson's cast strength. Let me do a quick reminder here. We got a bunch of Venmos coming in. I appreciate it. I'm going to get to those here in a sec. We got the PayPal's taken care of. We're going to get onto these Venmos. I promise. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like ask somebody to help me with this. Like, no joke. Keeping track of this stuff. Although then I have to give people access to my Venmo and my PayPal. Maybe I can pay my little sister, somebody that is that I can, that I know where she lives in the family. Okay. What was I doing? Right, giveaway tonight. So we're back to doing a super chat giveaway, as you guys know. Please hit that like button. Quick reminders, all that kind of stuff. We're giving away 2 unreleased picks from Drums and Drams. They're River Roots picks. And then we've got a sample pack that we're giving away. That's a 3rd prize. And then we're also giving away a 4th prize from Andy in the chat, which is going to be our Circle City pick. So one of the prizes, you can see all this in the description of the video, Cafe Cadence, 11.5 year Heaven Hill, 105 proof, low proof cast strength Heaven Hill. Delicious. Crushable, though. It's not a bruiser. So it's not Elijah Craig barrel proof. We call it a Cafe Cadence because it tastes like you're eating sweet crepes. Simbletown, 12-year MGP bourbon, 36 rye. 12 years old, 110 proof. It's dark fruit. It's what you want from old MGP. It's so good. It's got a little bit of that, kind of like root beery cream soda-y kind of thing with all the dark blackberry. Just amazing. Sweet oak. You got it. Samples are going to go in both of those. Boxes of the other ones, plus Calumet 18, which we still need to taste. And then finally, the sample pack is going to be a lot of the stuff we tasted tonight. Calumets, those picks, the Buckner's picks that we've done, the 2 of them, Jefferson's, all the Michter stuff, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. Every $5 is an entry. We'll run the randomizer at the end of the stream. You know how it works. Amy Bohm. Good to see your name. Let's do Michter's 10 bourbon. 94.4 proof. Yep. 10 years old. 25A0149. So I wanted to make sure I got another A barrel, even though the A barrel phenomenon was only a 2023 thing to my knowledge. I wanted to get another A barrel just to be consistent with all of this. I got rid of my 2024 like an idiot, so I don't have a 24 to compare this to. Amy is absolutely OG. Cheers, Amy. Amy is the most OG. Wow. What is going... This Michter's... Dang. I have to compare this to the other one from 23 because this has so much more fruit than I remember from Michter's 10 bourbon. Could be sequencing right now, but usually I'm getting a lot of oak, a lot of just general Kentucky whiskey, Kentucky bourbon notes, your caramels, your butterscotches, your pie crusts, your, kind of pecan pie type thing. And acetone usually because the presumed Brown-Forman sourcing. This is just like grape all day. It really is jammy, dark fruits. Wow, it smells freaking awesome, but so different than what I thought. What is going on? Palate, not as good. Well, it doesn't have the broad palate of the 2023, at least to memory. I'll pull it in a second. It's a little tight up front, spicy and tight, even at the proof. Feels like it's not letting you feels like it's, holding its cards or what. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's not revealing itself to you. Clip that, Matt. It's not revealing itself to you, and then in the mid palate, it does get sweeter. It starts to open up a little bit, but it's kind of late in the sip that happens. So Not the best first sip, but the flavor profile itself is amazing. What's up, Justin? All right. Cheers, Cam. You straight up crushed it on calling those laser coat bottles. Oh, man. I debated not putting that video out because I just knew comments would happen. Bourbon Bill, thanks for the super chat, bro. Knowing how good Cam's River Roots picks are, I got to throw my hat in the ring. Dude, jump in. I'll send you, if you want to taste some of them, I'm happy. And we've got to do a collab for sure at River Roots. I think we have. Bourbon Bill, do you like Dickel? Clip that, Matt. We'll talk offline. I can't remember if you're a Dickel hater, lover, or somebody that's will go either way. But I think we've pretty much picked from every lot that River Roots has right now. So until new stuff comes in, we couldn't do a collab. But we should do a collab, dude. Lofty. And for one, thank you. Totally didn't listen to your instructions. Please put me in the running. You got it. Scored a 23F. Wonder how it compares to other releases. Ben, I hate to break it to you. The 23Fs were not... Listen, they're not bad whiskey. But the 23As were so remarkably better. Have you opened it yet? Because if you haven't opened it, and if you're into like trading and stuff like that, you might consider trying to grab not a 23A because those are way more expensive now, but even a 24, 25 maybe. Again, they're all single barrels, so who knows, but what's up, Justin? Dickel's where it's at, says Travis. I know you like it, Travis. Bill likes Dickel? Oh, dude, let's talk. Oh, let's talk. I have some ideas. Assuming, that's all I'm going to say. All right, back to this freaking dark fruit monstrosity. I really like the nose on this. But I really don't like the palate. All right, let me get to 2023. All right, I got a bunch of these 23As open. I hate going for one of these that's got so little left in the bottle, but it is what it is. So I have one barrel back there that is like all-time great whiskey for me. Barrel 23A0026. I've had 25, 26, 27 from 23A. They're all insane, but 26 was my favorite. I've got two of those bunkered. Somehow I found, bottles from the same barrel. These other ones, this is barrel 23A0307. Still 23A, but not as good. So let's put that up against this 25A0149. All right. Yeah. Very different. Yeah, the 23A is butterscotch. It's dusty. It's got that acetone note that you think, Brown Foreman, probably King of Kentucky type barrels. Everybody was saying that these were older than 10 years old. I'm 100% there with them. I believe that. No proof. But so rich. Mouth coating, even at the low proof. even with this much air in the bottle. And now the 25. Again, so fruity. And really doesn't have any acetone to it. It doesn't smell like the same whiskey to me. Doesn't drink like it either. Man, I have to revisit this on a fresh palate, this 25A. I don't even want to give like a preliminary rating for that tonight because it's all over the place for me. So I feel like it's a me thing, not an it thing. So I'm gonna leave that. The jury's still out on that one. Okay. Let's get through some super chats now. Justin said, not sure which 25A barrel I had, but it was dark fruit cobbler and amazing nose. I mean, yeah, I like that, but it's just tight on the palate. I don't know why. It doesn't smell like it would be, though. It's not you, it's me. That's funny. Christian Chan for 2 entries. Thank you. Got you in for 2. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're caught up in the feed, and now it's time to get through some of these Venmos. And while I do that, we got to do the Jeffersons last because the proof is so high. Let's get this Calumet 18 poured out. Everybody's raving about this. Do I have a backup on the way? Yes. Yes, I do. It's expensive, and it's very good. At least I hope, because I'm paying too much for it. Bill, does everyone forget some Michter's 10 bottles drink worse than $40 bottles? It's so hit or miss. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I had a gnarly, I think Amy sent it to me, a pretty gnarly 2017 barrel that was so strange. All right. What day is it? It's May 15th. How do I look at the comments of these things? Oh, wow. I can't do it any other way than that. Tom Morrow, are you in here right now? I just saw your text. I'm not sure if you're hanging out in here or not. Okay, Leo Ruth. These are from the Drums and Drams Venmo. In for 3 entries, says, ain't nothing but a G thing. Thanks, Leo. I don't know about G thing for me. Mike Conklin for 5 entries. Welcome back, G words and YouTube content. There we go, man. We're bringing it all back, Mike. Full circle here. Jeremy is in for 7 entries, dude. Jeez. It says training. Yeah, we're training, man. It texts me all the comments, which is nice. I can just read it off of my text instead of the actual Venmo app. Morgan, let's do that right now. Why not? Let me find it. Okay. Let me find. There's Amy. Yep, Michter's 1017 B313. I can't give this crap away. Terrible. I can't believe you. Do you still have some in that bottle? I mean, that was years ago. Isn't it crazy? I think about the fact that we've been, doing this for years, and it's just like, where does the time go, man? It's so funny to think back at all this. Got a Calumet 18 sitting across the street for $500. Just can't do it. It's a lot of money, and the price hike compared to the 16 is astronomical and doesn't make any sense. I know they're cashing on the decanter, on the Centennial, all that stuff, but all right, Easton Oliver, got you in for 2 via Venmo with a little whiskey emoji. Thank you, man. Appreciate the super chat. Guys, and I can't spend too long on the super chats. I want you to all know how much I appreciate it sincerely, but the stream can't be 5 hours long. So thank you. Roger Reese, $50, 10 entries. Thank you, Roger. I got you. Says live stream with a couple whiskey emojis. Mr. Andy C., donating a bottle tonight as well. 20 got you in for 4. Cheers to a great live stream. Thank you, man. We got Lido, another OG in the house, jumping in with, I guess I got to do math, 12 entries, $60. Can't wait to get together again. Cheers to that, bro. Cheers. I'll take a sip of that Heaven Hill 19. So fun, Lido. I just bought a bottle of this Heaven Hill 19, by the way. And I just tasted it, and I'm going, why did I do that? It's good, but it's not good enough for what I paid. 2 entries for Justin Carpenter. Last one I'm going to do, and then we're going to get into this tasting. Says, here's taco funds and hoping that we get that Smooth Ambler pick. I'm going to email them tomorrow, man. I promise. All right. So we're left off with Justin and Brooklyn Biggs in the old Venmo. And that's the business Venmo. I'll get to the personal one in a second. Thank you for your patience, y'all. Let's do it. Calumet 18. God bless America. That smells good. Oh, man, that smells good. Cam, if you could get Wild Turkey Generations or Calumet 18 for the same price, what would you get? Don't ask me that, please. Calumet 18, probably. Yeah, because I think with the Calumet, you know the age of everything. Not that you don't with the generations. I think they give you the breakdown of the generations, but you're truly getting an 18-plus year experience on this. And generations, while I think it's a good whiskey, it's grown on me over repeat tastings. I think generations I just don't like the price of the generations. I've always felt that generations should have been a $200 bottle, $250 at most. And I don't think this should be $500, but I also, if you put this out at $350, if you put this out at $375, $400, I'm not that mad about it. Just given the current market today is what I'll say. Because like Calumet 15 and 16, this is a weird take that I've never made before or never said out loud. I feel like they underpriced those to some degree. Like the bottle shape and the branding didn't look that premium. And then you had a price that was very accessible. And I think it made people not look at that whiskey and go, I need that. It's like, oh, that's an easy buy. It's right there. It's within my budget. It's got this crazy high age statement, kind of a general wine-shaped bottle. I'll wait for the next special thing. That's what Calumet 15 and 16 felt like to me. And even now, because they're still sitting on shelves, maybe that's just a supply thing, but maybe it's also not premiumizing it enough. Because I think if they did premiumize it more, then this price jump makes a little bit more sense. But right now, it's an astronomical price jump that it is hard to swallow. Jason, that's what we're about to do, man. I've got Heaven Hill 19 poured out. Somebody suggested this above, up there a little ways in the chat. God, I'm starting to get a little headache here going. Lovely. So I got the Heaven Hill 19 going, and I got the Calumet 18 side by side. We're about to do this comparison. Then we've got the Jeffersons, and then we got the Blind Flight. Have I missed anything? Chip. Let's see. Let me get you in here, Chip. In for 4. Says cheers. Thank you, man. Cheers to that. Let's get into the Calumet 18. So, yeah. It's interesting, the Calumet 18. It's got all these like really heavy oak and aged notes to it. It's a cherry bomb, but also like a teeny hint of the medicinal cherry that you get on the 15 year in particular, but not nearly to that level of like smacking you over the head with Robitussin. It's not really like that. But you get not only these aged whiskey notes in this cherry thing, but you also get a lot of spice on this. And, the Barton mash bill, 74% corn, 18% rye, 8% malted barley. 18 rye is not a low percentage, but it's also not like 36 rye, like MGP. But the Calumet 17 and the Calumet 18 have had a lot of spice to them, and that is like the kind of connecting characteristic between the two bottles. So it's very spicy, but very oaky, kind of that Barton furniture polish kind of thing going on. It has a little bit of banana to it, a little bit of banana cream, but it just smells like incredibly well-aged whiskey. And then the palate is like a knockout. It's oaky. And it's got tannins. Boy, does it have some tannins to it. But if you want to drink a whiskey that tastes like it's 18 years old and it's not bullshitting around like the 17-year Calumet, I was going to do that comparison tonight. There's no need. I'll do it in the video when I review the 18-year. 17 is a total, like, it's a total money grab. It's not good. It's not $400 whiskey. It's $170 whiskey at best. $10 more than the 16-year. This ain't this. I'm gonna say it again. It ain't bullshitting around. This 18-year, you pay $500. You drink the whiskey and you go, I understand why I paid a lot of money for this whiskey. It tastes so good, dude. It's come on. And butterscotch in here too. Second sip, actually less tannin, which is interesting. More fruit, less tannin. I like that. I'm glad that the tannin is not building for me. Dude. Some people are finding this at $400 from certain stores, which is crazy because that's probably pretty close to wholesale. If you're a collector, you spend a lot of money on bourbon, you're looking for that next special bottle, it's $500. This is it. I mean, this is in the 90s. This is 90, 91 territory for me, probably right now. Maybe even higher. Really good. Really, really good. All right, we'll leave that. Samples of that are going to go in the giveaways tonight. Just oh, no, sorry, we have to compare it to the Heaven Hill 19. Sam said those are wholesale prices, Cam. If you find it, just don't pay over $500. Don't pay over SRP for this bottle. There's one on Unicorn Auctions right now that's getting close to $1,000. Like, these are sitting on shelves right now. There's not a low supply of this 18-year. It's hitting shelves, man. Austin saw it for $450 today. Sean, what's the 17th laser code? All right, Sean, you said something about water earlier. You're right. I should have been drinking more water. Too busy yapping. Also, when Calumet 15 and 16 came out, whiskey prices weren't so... That's a good point, Jesse. The prices weren't so ridiculous. If you put Calumet 16 out in today's market, it's $250. At least, maybe 200. Maybe 200. All right, Kraken in for 2 entries. Thank you. Sheesh, got to send it to UA. Adam is picking up 9 cases tomorrow. Oh, dude. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. What is that? $1,350? $13,000 or $13,500? Actually, $13,500. Although, yeah, at SRP, I guess, right? Jeesh. Chris, we'll wait and see if I get an Augusta before dropping $500. That's not a bad move. Justin got 2 for $399. Damn, dude. Come on. All claimed, thank God. Yeah, thank God for your wallet. You know what's interesting? The Heaven Hill 19, maybe it's just the comparison to Calumet. I feel like I've said this before, though. I've tasted it on 2 different streams now. It has a little Dickel note to it, like a little bit of like a minerality to the Heaven Hill 19. I think that's from the wheat, maybe, but it could just be a barrel thing. Yeah, it has a definite minerality to it. Calumet 18, way fruitier, way sweeter, lively, like exciting on the nose, which is weird for an 18-year. It's like cherry cordial, like it's just all sorts of stuff. Heaven Hill 19 dark, like mysterious, molasses and just very, very rich. Almost so cooked down that it feels bittersweet on the nose. Yeah, it has like a minerality to it. I don't know if that's got to be wheat funk. I like it. God, I wish that was 110 proof. I bought a bottle today. I don't know why I did that. I got this FOMO that hit me, and I spent $450 on a bottle of that on secondary. But I guess I'll have a full bottle for the review, so that's fine. Only Calumet I've had is the 15 that I got for 90 and really like it. 16 is now 160. Can't pull the trigger. You got a 15 for $90. That's pretty crazy. Slad says you should have bought mine. Do you have one? Last review of this initial tasting. I've got other stuff I could taste, but we should get onto the blind flight, right? By the way, this bottle, I've given Nashville Barrel Company a lot of crap for their pricing. There's all those rumors about, like, are they rebarreling everything and not telling anybody? Who knows? I don't know what to believe about any of that. Regardless, a lot of times I just feel like the whiskey is super hit or miss, which is what you get with single barrels. But when the price is as high as it is on a lot of their stuff, not everything, it makes it even. It's even a more difficult sell. But this bottle, the Blombros Rye collab, the Hazmat, this stuff is so stupid good. So good. I guess I won't taste it tonight, but I shelled out the money for that on secondary. I just think it's so good. Dustin Kimberlin, thank you for the super chat. Get you in here for one. Oh, did I mess something up there? There we go. Dustin Kimberlin in for one. Thank you. Calumet 18 favorite purchases here. Listen, this is the thing. If you spend $500 on Calumet 18, I don't think you're going to regret it. You might not love that you spent $500 on a bottle, but if you do spend it, I think you're going to taste it and go, "Damn it, that's really good." And that's as much as you can ask for with a $500 bottle. You're never going to feel like it was cheap if it's $500. But the best that it can do is make you feel like it was worth it, I guess. Sam, damn, I sold my Blonde Bros. Guess I regret it. Getting a sample. Yeah, let me know what you think of the sample. Okay, so on to the final review here. First impression, I guess, of this first part of the stream before this flight. No real info, as is typical for Jefferson's. 130 proof for the cask strength. It's Kentucky bourbon. I feel like I've seen Jefferson's barrels in Bardstown Bourbon Company rickhouses, I think. You guys let me know if I'm wrong. It's $80, I think. $75 or $80 I paid today. It's just a lot of there's not a lot going on the nose. But what is going on is kind of nice. It's just heavy cinnamon stick. It's kind of gritty. It feels like it's going to be gritty and textured. Cinnamon stick and caramel. It's like that is... I don't think my nose is shot right now. I just think there's not a lot to this. So let's see what the palate's like. I'll come back to the nose. 130 proof. It's a step up. Shoot, that's actually pretty freaking good. Chocolate. Getting into the finish. The caramel turns to chocolate in the finish. Yeah. Nice. This holds your attention the whole time. This doesn't fall off at any point in the sip. It goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And then when it's peaked out, it's not falling off a cliff. It's just a very steady fall into the finish. Listen, It does not have the age of, let's say, an Elijah Craig barrel proof, and it's pretty much the same price. However, for some reason, I'm not going to say I'm totally okay with the price. I think Jefferson's is just largely overpriced on some of this stuff. Tropics, another great bottle, overpriced, but cool profile to that one. I like this. I like this a lot for some reason. I don't know why I like this. But you know what I will say? Oh, that's got to be Bardstown. There's a note in here. Okay. Fuck it. We're going to review something else tonight. Why not? Because it is Bardstown. I don't know what I was saying. No idea what I was saying. Got to get my ADHD in check. Oh. So, you give me two choices. And I think the price is like kind of close. This or a James Pepper decanter. Easy choice. I'm picking this. And it's not just because it's higher proof. So maybe there's a $15, $20 difference between those. I don't remember. Maybe it's only 5 or 10, but doesn't matter. If I'm looking at a bottle that is fairly young whiskey at barrel proof, that's not a legacy thing, because like Jefferson's isn't legacy, not really. They're not distilling their own stuff. And the James Pepper stuff is a little confusing as to what's exactly in the bottle, I think. I don't know. But I'm picking this all day. Kentucky Artisan Distillate? I don't know. I really don't know. Terry, statistics, I never won a G word, and I just doubled my chances. And to think, I never appreciated math. Terry, dude, I love the It's Terry Time GIF in the Discord. I love it. I don't even know what it's from, but I think it's hilarious. Jason in with another thank you, Jason. Thanks, man. In for one. I got you. Might as well add another. At the Jefferson price point, I'm getting ECBP A120. Yeah, Justin, you're probably right, man. It's just like, here's the thing. The Jeffersons, to me... Okay, this is going to be a weird take. Also, we're losing people now. That's okay. It's going to be a weird take. For like a novice whiskey drinker who is just chasing intensity and proof, I think they often don't taste like all the nuances of those things yet. Their palate isn't developed. And they're looking around, and current batches of Elijah Craig barrel proof are like 118, 125. Like, those are the proof points. And they're like, man, I want something to really hit me hard, but still has like that classic Kentucky flavor. They're not, they don't want to go to a craft operation locally that's going to charge them $120 for a whatever. I think they look at the Jeffersons and it's like 130 proof cast strength Kentucky, don't know shit about it, but they're new in their journey. They probably don't even know what they're looking for on a label, and they're like, yeah, I'm buying that over the ECBP. That's the kind of person I think that's going to really appreciate this bottle. But for me, like, I agree with you. I also think this is, for what it is, if it was $55, it would be insane. But I don't know if they can afford to make it $55. Sean, I saw the Maker's Keepers today. Again, I'm not a Maker's guy, so I thought about picking it up. You know what I will pick up from Maker's is the wheat whiskey that they're releasing. I will get one of those. I want to see if it has the same dairy note as the bourbon. Is it better than the 130 proof 13th Colony cast strength? I think 13th Colony cast strength is not good, so yes, I say it's better, just to memory. I think the only good thing that 13th Colony does is some of their barrel picks and they're double oaked. Yeah, ECBP is always the answer. You just have to ask the right question. Yeah, totally. Amy with the freaking wisdom. That's funny. The Jefferson's Marion McLean was unreal good. Jamie, wasn't that a really expensive bottle, though? I think that's one that I looked at that I thought, oh, there's no way I can pay the price, not knowing what that's like. Oh, it's been at Costco for $55. Which one, Justin? A125? All right, real quick, just to put next to the Jeffersons, this right here, this is a 29 bottle short barrel from River Roots called Short Harvest. It's 8 years old, Bardstown Bourbon Company distillate. It's 75-21 for mash, which is what I think the Jeffersons taste like. It has the same interesting, slightly nutty note and thing to it. I don't know exactly how to describe it still, but this River Roots, I just want to taste it. It's totally not relatable for many people, but samples of this are going out to folks in our Patreon, Drums and Drams, and also to like different giveaway winners on upcoming live streams. I'm going to throw in some 1-ounce samples of this. So let's see what it's like. I passed on every barrel from this lot at River Roots. It just wasn't my profile, but this barrel was like a total standout and crazy. But generally speaking, that lot, it was not my favorite. All right, let's see here. So on the nose, it's like this weird, some sort of nuttiness that I can't place. It's a little cardboardy brown. It's like a brown paper bag. It's a strange nose. But you can tell there's something really cool underneath it. It does smell like really classic. Like it's very caramel driven. There's zero fruit on the nose. It's just oak and nuttiness and caramel. But it's not totally my jam. It's very intense. 132 proof. But the palate is so good. It's extremely rich. Yeah. I mean, it's dessert. It just tastes like spicy dessert. And then the Jeffersons, which is only 2 proof points lower. And I think from the same place, maybe. Actually a little bit fruitier, so maybe it's a higher rye content in here. Maybe it's like the 36 rye mash bill from Bardstown, or they do all sorts of proprietary mash bills. Who knows? Anyways, I like the Jeffersons. Short Harvest, very cool pour. They're related, but also kind of not related. So maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's get into the Mad Madness training. One more. Slide 94 minutes before things get serious. Yeah, you know we're about to... It's either going to be epic or freaking terrible on this blind now. I also feel like I remember Adam being tricky in his last blind, but I can't exactly remember. Okay. All right, so throughout this blind, it's going to be easy to get to some of these Venmos, which is going to be nice. Oh, Toshi, man, Toshi just jumped in. Bust out those bottom shelfers, says Matt. You know what, Matt? I've been thinking for a long time that you're going to give me a bottom shelfer blind in Matt Madness. I've been thinking that for a long time. That would be very effective. And listen, Matt, I've been listening for your context clues, man. Back to the Future. Ooh, so clever. you know? I got it. No, I didn't. What else did you do? Oh, you were like, oh, I'm going to include this bottle and this bottle and this bottle. And then you put up that random... Ooh, there was a random picture that popped up of some bottles in an order. I'm paying attention, dude. And now you're telling me bottom shelf? All right. I'm going to go to the store tomorrow. I'm going to buy every bottom shelf whiskey. I'm going to spend $5,000 on bottom shelf whiskey. Fuck you, Matt. And then I'm going to make... and then I'm going to do a 10-hour live stream tasting all of them. Yeah, low-proof shelfers, Amy, those are so hard because everything starts to taste the same when you dilute it down to, 86 proof, 90 proof. 86 proof. What is it, the 1980s? 90 proof, 80 proof. Content, says Andy. Okay. I'll tell you though, these things... And that's all the advertising they get. Matt Porter, throw a fighting cock at Cam. Listen, all it can do is fight. Oh, look at all this. Look at all this room for activities on the table. Matt says, pay even closer attention. Don't do that to me, Matt. Throw me a softball like you did Bruzel. I would love that. I would really appreciate a softball. Because you know what I want, Matt? I want to get to the finals with Dan Shook. Because Dan Shook's going to win his side of the bracket. Because you know what? For all the shit that I give him, he's a pretty good taster. And then we're going to get to the finals, and I'm going to murder him. That's going to be great. It's really going to be great. All right. Blend the Buckner's 15s. Not right now. Listen, I'm doing pretty well. But I'm starting to get in deep, so it's time to do this blind flight now. Okay. Here's what I want, though. I want Dan Shook in the finals. One, because I love beating him. But two, he deserves to be in the finals because he's good. Credit where credit's due. There are very few other people that I want to face in the finals besides Dan Shook. And I can't name any of those people's names right now. But it would be fun. Gary Franchi, I'm going to name your name. Actually, I don't know what side of... Gary, what side of the bracket are you on? Listen, if Gary Franchi wins it, I'm not going to be mad at all. If there's anybody that I want to win Matt Madness, it's freaking Gary Franchi. I remember Gary pouring me Michter's... I think he poured me Michter's 10 out of his bag. I don't know, man. Listen, I miss everybody... And now I'm just saying words. I just miss everybody at Pours in the Park, and I'm so sad this year they're doing the golf thing because I hate golf so much, and I want nothing to do with it. And I don't want to just go to the event for one day and then everybody goes and golfs the next day or whatever. I just want to do Pours in the Park again, or Bourbon in the Barn, or whatever we're calling it. I do miss it. The right side, literally and figuratively. I think I'm on the left side then. Is Grease still in there? I think Grease is still in there. No, Amy, this is what I want. So in my round, I think if Bruzel wins and Grease wins, I think it's me, Bruzel, and Grease in the next round. But it sounds like Bruzel's up against Durrell, and that's going to be I don't think Durrell's done traditionally well in Matt Madness, but Durrell also, I think, has a great palate. So... But Matt Madness is different than just having a good palate. It's like test taking. So it could be Bruzel, could be Durrell, and then I can't remember who Grease is going to go up against, if that's been determined or not. All right, so this is going to be Adam McIntyre. Today is 5/15/25 blind. We got glass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to take some notes, but I got to follow his questions, which are intense. So guys, I will do the giveaway ASAP, but I'm not going to set a cutoff time right now because I don't want to interrupt the flow. Could be like 11:30 before we get to the giveaway. I'm just letting you know. If you win, just check back on the replay. If you're not here, if you got to go to bed, like, no big deal. I know I'm streaming pretty late, but I'm having a good time, and I'm happy that the channel's back up and running. I do have a dress rehearsal at 10 in the morning, but I don't need to be there till like 10:45 probably, you know? So I got some time. I got 12 hours from right now. We're killing it. Having fun. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. What else? Hit the like button. Giveaways going on right now. We got a bunch of cool shit we're giving away. There you go. James, no, I can't, dude. I can't get into golf because I'll lose my entire life. Cam over here doing his best. Tom Aspinall impression, asking for the formidable opponent. Probably overstating things, referring to Dan as John Jones. Dan is not John Jones. Come on, give me a break. Joe, thank you for the super chat, man. Get you in for 2. Thanks for throwing the Scotch heads a bone once in a while with a review. Hey, man, I got another one coming up this Sunday. Andy, thanks for jumping in. I haven't done anything for YouTube members recently. Sorry, Andy. Sorry, everybody else. That's one that I forget about. How low can we go, says Matt. 80 proof legally, dude. Jeez. You should know that. Aren't you like a master blender or something? Amy's in it for the golf carts. All right, let me pour these out. And let me kind of read to you what's going on here. Adam says, I based this off of all sorts of Matt Madness questions, and I was an asshole with it. What a great lead off. Okay, that one looks really light. There's a ton of questions. And I feel like I can already smell that. Answers for each individual round are in each envelope, which I have here. That's really dark. Yeah. All right, Adam, I can just visually see in the first 3 that you're an asshole. I love it. If you want to do a different way, though, just pick a few. It's up to you. There is a master spreadsheet included if you want to make cards. Yeah. All right, so Sarah did make the cards. So I'm going to show you guys ahead of time what's in each glass. Here's how I'm going to do it. Because these are, dude, there's 4 nosing rounds and 3 tasting rounds. So that's crazy. We will do our best. I might combine some of these things a little bit, depending on what these questions are. So nosing round 1, let me just read these down real quick. If you're in it for the long haul tonight, guys, thank you. Because this is going to get surgical, it seems like. Dude, that's a dark whiskey. And this is a very light whiskey. And that's a very medium whiskey. Nosing round 1. All of these whiskeys are distilled in Kentucky. True or false? Easy enough, maybe. Nosing round 2. Is this a bourbon, rye, wheat whiskey, American single malt, or corn whiskey? So he threw out 5 options. And here's the deal. And with a question like that, when you're in Matt Madness, you start thinking to yourself, oh, there's 5 pours. He listed 5 things. Maybe every one of them represents one on that list. But maybe not. Round 3, what is the age? Nosing round 4, is the whiskey finished? So those are the nosing rounds. All right. Tasting round 1, was this whiskey distilled? And I'm not going to time these necessarily tonight. I think that would be tough. Was this whiskey distilled in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, or Missouri? He threw Missouri in there, a.k.a. Ben Holiday. Or maybe even trickier. Tasting round 2, what's the proof? Tasting round 3, what's your bottle guess? So there you go. So let's do a couple of rounds of these things and just see what's up. I'm going to show you right up front here what they all are. So just take a mental note as best you can. Write them down. All right, so here you go. This is the test card. Okay, so we're in focus. So I'm going to give you like 10 seconds on each card. Here we go. So sample 1. This should be sample 1. Take a close look. Let me know if it's not focused. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's sample 1. Sample 2. This is the really light whiskey. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And please no spoilers in the chat tonight, guys. It ruins all the fun. So if any of these say, again, my classic example, here's number 3. My classic example is if it says Elijah Craig, don't start talking about Elijah Craig. Certainly don't say, it's Elijah Craig. And don't start talking about Heaven Hill or, anything. Just carry on as usual. Here's number 4. And if Adam truly is an asshole like he says, then you're probably looking at these answers going, yeah, that looks terrible. And here's number 5. So I'll do these rounds as quickly as possible. I'll kind of give you the broad stroke impressions of these things, and there we go. So let's see. Harry's in it for the long haul. Let's go. Let me get some water. Damn it, Mike Obama. It's all Fireball. Thanks, Obama. All right. A timer would be fun, but then if there's a timer, then I'm just going to be silent while I'm doing it, and then that's no fun. So I'm going to still interact and go through this at my own pace, but I'll try to quicken it just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Glass 1. Smells rye-like. Smells rye-like. Glass 2. So the first nosing round is, are all of these distilled in Kentucky? So far, my answer could be yes. It absolutely could be yes. Number 1 has like a lot of this, well, shoot. Number 1 on the nose has a lot of this like crispiness to it. Crispy caramel is the best way to put it. And it's got a lot of rye and a lot of like sweet lemon, which reminds me of Kentucky rye. There's nothing about that says Indiana rye at all. Excuse me. Context clue here. Nosing round 1, are they all distilled in Kentucky? Tasting round 1, is it from Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, or Missouri? Just to throw a wrench in things. Glass 2 that I just smelled. Smells like American single malt. Smells like Dark Arts sourced American single malt. When I was there doing our pick last March, I think we were there. This smells like that. And I don't know where that single malt was from, but it was from Kentucky. And Dark Arts sourced it, and maybe others have sourced it too. I'm not sure. Macaulay said you wouldn't expect it to come from here. So that could be New Riff. That could be Town Branch had some single malt. It could be a lot of places that we don't know that produces single malt like that. All right. Oh, glass 3. All right, here's glass 3 again. On the nose. Smells, it's very dark. Smells double oaked. It's astringent. It's intense. Could that be Kentucky? It could. But I don't know. I don't know exactly. All right, glass 4. Color on this, pretty dark still. Oh, what in the hell is this? That's got to be a rye. That smells like MGP to me. That smells like some sort of weird MGP rye, but the color wouldn't make any sense with that. All right. But I have to go with my gut, my first impression on these. And finally, glass 5. Showing you again. That smells great. I just was talking about Dark Arts. This smells like the Dark Arts pick that we did. Like it's got like funky cream soda thing going on. It's weird. Huh. Which would be MGP. Are these all distilled in Kentucky? I don't believe so. My first impression is false on the nose. Nosing round 2. Let's go to round 2 now. Is this a bourbon rye, wheat whiskey, American single malt, or corn whiskey? Okay. All right, so I'm not going to show you on this time. Hopefully you remember what 1 through 5 are. I've shown you twice now. Back to glass 1. That smells like MGP now. Glass 2, still, it's American single malt. All right. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll say 2 is ASM, American single malt. 1. That's a bourbon. It's an MGP bourbon. Are these all Dark Arts products? Now I'm getting in my head. I'm like, is this all Dark Arts for some reason? 3, I feel like... Okay, I'll show you again. Whatever this is, it's familiar in a really, really weird way. Oh, man, it's got this cleaner note to it. Like this antiseptic kind of cleaner note. Oh, what is that? I think they're all MGP, though. I mean, they're all smell... Sorry, glass 2 is definitely not, but the other ones, 1 and 3... 1 is definitely MGP. Definitely. It's not close. It's 36 rye, I think. Either way, MGP bourbon. Glass 3... 3's weird. 3's so weird. Okay. John T, thank you for the super chat, man. All right. I'm in my head now. Now I'm just... Oh, jeez. I don't have an answer for 3 yet. Let's go to 4. I mean, if that's not a rye, then I don't know what a rye is. It has so much, like, floral lemon. I'll show you again what's in glass 4, but the color, man, what the hell is the color? That's glass 4. I'm going to say glass 4 is a rye. I just got to go with my gut. Matt Madness always works better if you go with your gut. And glass 5. This one's weird. That's very corn heavy. And he asked about corn whiskey. Oh, Adam, you're so mean, dude. Matt, I'm going to put that on the screen because that's hilarious. Mike says, I see that Old Fitz VVS 13 is getting dented pretty good. Actually, there was about 1.5 ounces left in this. I bottle killed. This is now my Heaven Hill decanter. So I poured the rest of my very old St. Nick 20 year, the Believe bottle. I bottle killed that in here. I bottle killed Heaven Hill 17, Heaven Hill 18. This, I poured in my Oakleys, just a little bit of each. I poured in Old Fitz 17. I poured in Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch 11, Batch A117. So this is going to be my like high-aged Heaven Hill Infinity bottle. Kind of a waste because right now it tastes terrible. It actually doesn't taste terrible. It just doesn't work. It's like disjunct and flat. So I'm hoping we can fix this because there's a lot of expensive whiskey that went into this. All right, back to this. Put this back on the screen. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I said glass 5 earlier. I said it smelled like my Dark Arts pick. So but then I got this weird like heavy corn vibe from it just a second ago. And that's coming off of 4, which is like the craziest smelling. Like probably, I mean, that has to be a rye, or else I'm an idiot. That's got to be a bourbon. A wheat. And he asked, is it a wheat whiskey or corn whiskey also in there? That's an American single malt. I think that's the same stuff Dark Arts sourced. It smells just like it. Listen, once it gets better, I might put that sample in a giveaway. Oh, what's up, Darrell? Yeah, Andy. The Frankencock blend was, that was a great blend. Glass 3, man. I just got to make some guesses here and move on. I don't want to be here all day. Class 5. Class 5. I'm between corn whiskey and bourbon. Let me show you again what Glass 5 is. Part of me is smelling this and going, that smells like Heaven Hill 20 from the sequencing of this is killing me. That's really the problem. Part of me smelling this and going, it's Heaven Hill 20 from the Heritage Collection. Part of me smelling it and going, that's 10-year MGP bourbon, which those things don't smell the same even a little bit. So that means I'm in problem territory. No, they're both MGP. That one just has more caramel. Bourbon. And Glass 3. I got to just make a guess on Glass 3. I don't understand Glass 3. I think it's a double oak rye or something. It's so hot. I'm going to go double oak rye. All right, what is the age on nosing? I told you it wasn't going to be to a timer, Rich. Jesus. Also, every round isn't all the freaking pores on the nose. I want to get my hands on a Russell. I can't put that. That's an Alex Jones with your picture, bro. Oh, it's hilarious. Okay. Here. I got to get into some Venmo super chats or I'm never going to get through them. Goodness. Oh, I don't think 3's a rye anymore. The songs really make Matt Madness special? Yes, they do. All right, let me grab a few more of these because I'm so behind. Let's see. Justin Biggs, pay me 5. In for 1, Justin Biggs. Let me get you, man. Hey, let me ask you this, guys. Has anybody, don't say which ones of these, and obviously don't spoil anything. Has anybody tried any of these whiskeys before? I'm curious if you're like able to relate to some of these, or if you haven't tried them, I guess. Don't tell me, oh, these are really unknown. But just has anybody tried any of these? Molly in for 5 says, here's to your lawn fertilizer fund, soon to be keeping up with the Jones. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, they said yes. Oh, geez. Okay. All right, in for 1 is Frank Pastor. I got you, Frank. Thank you, man. Alex McGrainer is in for 3 entries. Thanks, Alex. Pop the Circle City tonight. Cheers. Hope you enjoy it. John is in for 10. Jeez, John. Thank you, bro. And Nicholas B is in for 2. Thanks, guys. Let's get like 3 more here. Nah, let's get a couple more than that. Dan, Pink Dan in the house for 1 says, I don't know why, but Thursdays are just more fun when we all send you Venmo. That's funny. Well, maybe. Whoever wins the whiskey is going to say that. Cody Boatwright. And listen, all this money is going to go back to help the channel. I promise you that. The whiskey expenditures have been too much recently, and also I need to get 2 new cameras. Cody Boatwright, in for 2. Thank you, man. Gotcha. And let's do 2 more. Al Maloney. Okay. Mr. Maloney, in for 2. Says, another 2 for the house fund. Sent the first to the old one. Thanks, man. I'll get to the old one in a second. And then Justin Reynolds in for 3. Thanks, Justin. With a drum emoji with cheers. Thanks. All right. So, onward we go. Travis, you're good, man. I'll get you in a second. You're literally the first super chat, and I haven't gotten to you yet because the readout I'm looking at right now is on the business Venmo. Jeb, what's up, man? Okay, so a lot of guys have tried these. Okay. So what is the age? This is the next question. So on glass 1, I will go through and remind again what these are. So glass 1, age. I think this is probably like... This smells like it's in the 7 to 8 year range. Let me smell another one of these that I'm more confident about. Not that. No. I'm going to say 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say 8 on that. The second one, what I believe is an American single malt, I'm going to say that's 7. The age of number 3, this number 3 is crazy. I have no idea what this is. I'm going to go back and I had crossed out rye. I'm going to say that's a corn whiskey, and I think it's double oaked. That's the best I got, and it smells like Spanish oak. It could also be, if I'm thinking Spanish oak, kind of smells like Rebecca Creek Spanish oak, glass 3. But I know Dancing Goat has done some of that stuff too. But anyways, that smells like a corn whiskey to me. For some reason, there's like... It's just got this hole in the middle of the nose. I'm going to hedge my bets on these, which is what I would do in Matt Madness. So glass 3, what's the age? 8. I'm kind of like in the same ballpark because they all feel like different styles, but maybe similar ages, which present differently. Glass 4. This is so citrusy. I'm going to say 6. And then glass 5. Say 10. 10 for that. Okay. Lastly, is this whiskey finished? Glass 1, no, 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 yes, yes, no. I think just off memory. Three, definitely finished. 4, first impression is yes. No, no, no. Okay, I'm going to just go with that. 1, yes. 2. Oh, sorry. 1 is no. 2 is no. 3 is yes. 4 is yes. 5 is no. So there we go. That's the nosing rounds. So the nosing rounds are done. So let's lock in some guesses now for the tasting round. So tasting, again, 3 rounds on this, but I'm not really doing these. I mean, they're rounds, but they're quick. Tasting round 1 was a whiskey distilled in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, or Missouri. That Missouri thing. Now that I don't know. I don't know if any of these were distilled in Missouri, but okay. Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, Missouri. What's the proof? And then what's your bottle guess? So there we go. Whiskey Rambler with a super chat with the merch link. Thanks, man. By the way, Adam, who sent this blind flight, is the person that does the merch. What's up, Josh Fritz? Austin, thanks, man. You didn't need to send that as a super chat, but I appreciate it. Okay, let's get on to the tasting. Let me get a little bit more water. Now that I've, not tasted for 15, 20 minutes, whatever, feeling good, feeling ready to jump into this. Who the hell is Austin? Oh, Matt, let's hope he does better tasting them. Matt is watching, huh? Austin, I got you in for another one, man. Thanks, bro. That's the glassware link, guys. As you can tell, because Austin wrote glassware. Well, do what I can. All right, let me grab a few more super chats. So I left off at Justin Reynolds. Yong Lee in for 10. Thank you. With a little present emoji. Andrew Kim with a coffee emoji in for 4. Got you a $20 super chat. Thanks, guys. Andrew Parrott is in for 2. and says, cheers, that was a suspect ECBP blind, so you better win Matt Madness. I totally get it, man. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tonight, too. Jason Zell with a $125 super chat. Jesus, Jason. Okay, in for 25 entries, bro. Thank you. My goodness. Says, cheers, brother. Wow, and Guy dropping a freaking monster super chat. $100, 20 entries. Thank you, guys. Seriously. And I think I've just got 3 more here. So, Mr. Joe D, who lives down the street, in for 5, says Facebook reference fee. Facebook reference fee. What does that mean, Joe? Was that something from earlier in the stream? Mr. Hines is in for 20. Thank you, man. And lastly, Lawrence is in for 1. Says for taking out the trash. Dan. Ooh, those are fighting words, dude. All right. Thank you guys for the super chats, and I'm excited for tonight's giveaway. I'm excited to get back to it. All right. For your eval. Oh God. What was it? 32.50 was the eval on that bottle. What's up, Rob Blanchard? Got you in for 2, bro. Good to see you. All right. Time to taste these SOBs. So let's do it. All right. Quick reminder. Glass 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glass 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glass 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glass 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if Sarah just wrote on these cards one time, Cam sucks, on all of them, and you guys never told me, and you never saw the answers? That would be kind of funny. All right, glass 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or like every card had like a really like a very quick but embarrassing story written on it. I don't even want to give her any ideas, but that would be kind of funny. Yeah, Joe. Makes total sense. All right. Glass 1 on the palate. Thinking of state of distillation, proof, bottle guess. I'll try to just kind of nail these down in one round if I can. Ooh. Glass 1. That's definitely Indiana. Definitely Indiana. You know what it tastes like to me? It tastes like the barely legal bourbon mash bill, like the 51, 39, 10 mash, which is like, it's like 51 corn, 39 rye, 10 malted rye. It's like something like that, or the rye and malted rye are flipped. That's what this tastes like. The proof is not that high. 114. Bottle guess. Smoke Wagon pick or Dark Arts. I'm going to go Dark Arts. I have that in my head, though. But, like, who else sources this mash? You know what I mean? There are certainly other places that have it, I would think. But I'm not going to think of them, and your guess is as good as mine. But if I at least guess, like, you know, barely legal bourbon, that's like where my head's at. It's got that spice, that rye spice. I really like that. It's not, I think my age guess of 8 too high. I think it's 7. I like that a lot. Sample B. It's Big Dan, bro. That's hilarious. That's exactly what I was talking about. I'm not going to put it on the screen, though, because I have dignity. But that's hilarious. Okay. Glass 2. I'm telling you, I think this is the same American single malt that Dark Arts was sourcing, but I don't know where it was from, and if this is the source of it in their own bottling, or if this is a Dark Arts bottling or another NDP bottling of the same stuff. I'm not sure. So I'm going to have to guess Dark Arts again. Wouldn't it be funny if these are all Dark Arts? I don't think they are, though. I mean, is he really doing that? All right. Okay. That's not the American Cigar Malt from Dark Arts. I don't think so. I think that's from somewhere else. Oh, I don't know, though. This just has a certain bitterness to it that I don't remember from that one. The sweet, maybe it is the same shit, man. Come on. Get it together, dude. All right, proof. It's also not, I don't think that's crazy high either. Those both kind of tasted similar proof to me. 175 people still watching. That's crazy. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna take another sip of glass one just to try to compare these. Oh, they don't taste good one after another. It tastes very bad sequenced like that. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right, one more sip of glass, too. Mike, oh my God. $116? I mean, it feels close. I'm going to say that's distilled in... Where's that distilled? I'm going to say that's Kentucky, man. And I have no guess because, like, it has to be Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, or Missouri. It's not going to be Washington or anything like that. I'm going to say that's a Dark Arts. I'm just going to roll with that. That was my initial thought when I smelled it. I'm going to roll with it. All right, Glass C. This is the one that's so weird. Maybe a corn whiskey that's finished. What even is that? The mid palate, it's missing, which makes me think corn whiskey. Not a fan of that, whatever that is. I could see that being like, honestly, I could see that being like a Nashville Barrel Company product because it's got so much oak to it and the color is silly. Here's what that is again. But I'm looking here. I said, yeah, corn. I said 8 years old. I said, yes, that it's finished. So where's it distilled? There's so much ethanol. That's what's killing me about this. There's ethanol, but then there's no palate. And there's butterscotch on the second sip after drinking water. It feels like it's trying to be a dusty, but it's not, you know? So weird. I think it's lower proof, strangely. Yeah. 106. I think I'm low on all my proof guesses, and I think I'm always low on all my proof guesses. State of distillation. I can't even really taste the base whiskey. It doesn't feel like. But if I'm going to say it's corn whiskey, then I go... Indiana. Bottle guess. Dancing goat. 4. On the palate, I'll remind you what 4 is. This is crazy. Crazy rye. Gotta be MGP rye, but it's got so much sweet lemon. Oh, yeah. Indiana, high proof. High proof. What is going on with that rye, huh? I said 6 years old. I am so low on this age. 123 proof, maybe even higher. Where's it from? I don't know. With that profile, I'm going to say that's Nashville Barrel Company. And 5. I can't get this out of my head that this smells like our Dark Arts pick. I don't think it is, though. But it has that same vibe. All right, sip of water. Oh, what's your fave so far, says Frankie? On the nose, 1. I'm excluding 5. On the 1, on the palate, 4. 4 is just phenomenal palate. But overall on the nose, as I get into 5, 5 is probably my favorite on the nose. It feels the oldest. It feels the most balanced, but it also has this like really cool cream soda thing to it. I do really like this on the nose. But it's not as hot as 4, so coming off of 4 is tough. That's pretty low proof. It's making me rethink my other proof guesses. I don't know where that's from. Here's what I'll do. All right, I got my guesses. Here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go through these cards and do each reveal one by one. So nosing round 1. All of these whiskeys are distilled in Kentucky. True or false? The answer is false. Gotta be false. It is false. There we go. Easy, because some of these are MGP, 100%. Some of the other ones I don't know. Nosing round 2. Is this a bourbon, rye, wheat, American single malt, or corn whiskey? Here's what I said. Glass 1, bourbon. Glass 2, American single malt. Glass 3, corn whiskey. Weird guess. Glass 4, rye. Glass 5, bourbon. Glass 3 could also be a wheat whiskey. Didn't consider that possibility. Probably is a wheat whiskey, not a corn whiskey. I probably should have said, now that I haven't even revealed it yet, no takebacks, but that's absolutely a wheat whiskey in glass 3. It's not even close. Fuck. All right, let's reveal that. It's not. Oh my God, this is a mess. This is a disaster. Bottle 1, wheat whiskey. Okay. Is it must be MGP then. Bottle 2, American single malt. I got that. 3, I said bourbon, or I said corn. I went off of rye and said corn. It's bourbon. I can see it because I think it's finished. So I think the finish is screwing with it. 4 is a bourbon. Oh, I gotta know what that is. What the? It's so much orange. Oh my God. That's my short barrel pick. I will lay some money on that, dude. And 5 is a bourbon. All right. Like, what bourbon smells like that? Nosing round 3. What is... It's probably not, but... Sorry, if that's narcissistic for me to think that, I'm sorry. What is the age? All right. Because 1 is a wheat whiskey, it's older because wheat whiskey takes time to show age. So it's 11. I said 8. I'm so curious what that is. 2 American single malt is 7.5. I said 7. Glass 3 is a bourbon. I said it was corn whiskey. I said it was 8. It's actually 6. There you go. Sample 4, 11 years old. It's the short barrel pick. I'm telling you. I said rye and I said 6 years old, but then when I tasted it, I was like, it's not 6 years old. It's way older. Sample 5 is 7 years old. I said 10. Okay. Wow, that's actually really, really good news for sample 5. It smells great. The palate wasn't as good. It felt just kind of lower proof. That's going to blow my guesses out of the water of my bottle guesses. And then nosing round 4, is this whiskey finished? Is this whiskey finished? I said, and I know I'm wrong on this now, but 3 and 4, I said yes. And 5 is the only one. What the fuck, man? Yeah, Adam, I mean, this is tricky, dude. 5 is finished? It's just got that, like, cream soda root beer thing, so I felt like it was just an older whiskey. Oh, okay. Tasting round 1. Distilled in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, Missouri. I said glass 1, Indiana. Glass 2, Kentucky. And the rest, Indiana. So all Indiana, except I said Kentucky was glass 2. Pretty close. Kentucky 2, but also Kentucky 3. So Kentucky 3 is the weird one. But pretty good on that. Tasting round 2. What is the proof? All right, my proof guesses are off. 114, 116, 106, 123, which is actually 119.2 because it's a short barrel pick. And then Indiana, no, 105. So 114, 116, 106, 123, 105. All right, first one, I said 114. It's 118.4. I love that proof point, 118.4. Same proof as Lux Row 12 and Chateau de la Baude Batch 1. Next one, 116. It's actually 110.2. Dude, the middle glass is 130 proof. I said 106. It does not even drink close to 130. Whatever. Is that not finished either? It's not finished. I don't know what's going on with that. Sample 4, 119.4 proof. Okay. And the last one, 114, I said 105. So generally, was I high on my proof guesses? Not consistently, no. Not consistently. Pretty close on 1. Pretty close on 2. 3, not at all. 4, pretty close. And 5, not really. And last but not least, what's your bottle guess? Okay, here we go. First guess, Dark Arts, barely legal mash. It's actually a wheat whiskey, so I have no idea what it really would be. Glass 2, I said also Dark Arts American single malt that they sourced. I don't know where it was from. I could see this being Town Branch. I could see it being Dark Arts. I don't know what else. Glass 3, I said Indiana 106 proof. Did I not? Oh, I put, what does that say? Oh, Dancing Goat. I put for number 3, DG, Dancing Goat. Glass 4, I said was NBC, because I felt like it was a rye with a bunch of barrel influence when it's really our short barrel pick, I would imagine. And then glass 5, I said was a Penelope Founders 10-year. Oh, wow. So, dude, what the hell? So 4 is not our short barrel pick. It's a different short barrel pick. But that's crazy that it has the same profile as ours. Wow. So that must be a thing that short barrel can get out of these bourbon barrels. Crazy, huh? and almost the same proof. All right, anyways, let's go through this. Glass 1. Okay, speaking of Penelope, that is the Penelope Founders Wheat Whiskey, Lot B. I liked it a lot. It drank like a high rye bourbon because it had this weird grain note to it. I taste it. I taste it now. But it came off like the barely legal. At least I knew it was MGP, but the age was deceptive because it's wheat whiskey, so it takes longer to get there. Sample 2. Dark Arts American Single Malt. I fucking called that on the nose. I will take that. Oh, shit. Sample 3 is Evernorth Rhino. Ryan will never watch this. Listen, I was not in love with that single barrel in particular. I understand why people love it. So that's what? That's Green River at 130 proof. Green River. 6-year Green River at 130 proof. I know why people like that bottle. That one was not my favorite pick. It had this weird hole in the mid palate. It's just not on the middle of my tongue at all. All right, sample 4 was that short barrel pick. 11-year bourbon. Sample 5 was DD4. It was one of our picks. Wow, so I thought it was 10 years. For a second, I thought it was our Dark Arts pick. And then I ended up with Penelope 10-year Founders. And that's DD4. That's a 7-year, right? 7-year, 21% MGP bourbon. Finished in a 12-year Wild Turkey barrel for 6 months. Dude, and that and the short barrel were my 2 favorites for sure. So there we go. I'll take that. Not the best result, but like very tricky, all over the place flight, and so good to train with this flight. But you know what's consistent? What's consistent in this flight for me is that I did not love the Who Rhino or the Rhino Evernorth. And whether or not like you agree or disagree with me on that particular barrel, I at least take comfort in the fact that I've been consistent on that now unblind in my 2 different tastings of it and now blind in this flight. And something about that barrel doesn't do it for me. I'm happy that I legitimately bottle called that Dark Arts American Single Malt on the nose. It's just memorable to me. I just remember that nose, wherever that's from. And that could be Town Branch. It could be a lot of places it's from. But I don't think Macaulay can say. And then the short barrel and glass 5, which was the DD4, man, those were good. Glass 1, the wheat whiskey, very interesting. That makes me appreciate MGP wheat whiskey. Wow. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're 2 hours and 30 minutes deep. Holy crap. I am gonna go to the restroom very quickly, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get every super chat logged in here. So if you want a super chat, you have until 11:40 p.m. Eastern time, which is like 3.5 minutes from now. You have till 11:40 Eastern time to super chat for the giveaway, which is a bottle of Cafe Cadence and Symboltown, which are some upcoming River Roots picks, 12-year MGP bourbon and 11.5-year Heaven Hill bourbon, plus a sample pack, plus a 4th giveaway, which is not even listed in the description of the video, from Andy, which is going to be our Circle City pick. Every $5 entry gets you an entry into... Every $5 super chat or Venmo or PayPal gets you an entry into the giveaway. I'll get all those when I get back. I'll be right back. Cheers, guys. Very, very fun flight. Very hard flight. Very hard. All right. I wonder if he'll sell me a flight of the Glendronach. Those have been open for 5 years at this point, man. Those are some old bottles. I am stocking up, though, in the basement. Like, I've got, in my bunker, I've got some 2017, 2019 Glendronachs that are much older. Okay, let's see. I got Rob Blanchard, so let's go to Plush Mike. Hey guys, giveaway is cut off now. You know, if you're, I'm gonna take the banner down. Obviously, I'll get to any last minute things, but by and large, we are cut off now. Thank you for entering. Plush Mike, in for 1 entry. Says feels like a Scooby-Doo mystery being solved with these blinds. That's what it feels like. I promise. Henry Hickey in for 2. Says let's go. All right, Henry, got you in here. Got to make sure I'm spelling things right. In for 2, let's go. Thank you, Henry. And then Vegas Art says I'm in. Thank you. Vegas Art is in for 4 entries. And now we got Junior. Been trying to submit some schoolwork, listening to you in the background. Sounds like you're going to go deep in the tournament. I'm already placed deep in the tournament because Matt gave me several bye weeks, but hopefully I can go two rounds after my initial round, or just 1 round after the initial round, hopefully, and win it all. We'll see. All right, SJ Krasnow says nothing, just with an entry. All right, gotcha. In for 4. Melly is in for 2. Gosh, thank you guys. I'm sure I have plenty of Venmo super chats as well and PayPals to catch up on. Hey, could you do a video comparing different Michter's barrel strengths from the same year? I've always been curious to see how much they change from month to month. I did that with the Michter's 10 bourbons. 2023, I did a blind flight, and I did 3 A barrels and 3 non-A barrels, and all 3 A barrels ended up in my top 3, if I recall. I could source some Michter samples. I'll be honest, it's not a high priority because I can already tell you, like, just based on what I did tonight with the 2 ryes, these things change so much year to year, and they change year to year, and they also change barrel to barrel, and I've vetted that with different expressions in different years, so much to the point that I feel like I can make that claim now broadly. And then if you also read Michter's, like, if you read their press releases and the stuff that they're talking about, like Andrea, the master of maturation, will even say, like, hey, year to year, we're changing this stuff. We're changing the filtration. We're changing all sorts of things. Who's to say they're not changing the source or the barrel or the toast and char profile and the distillation? Like, there's so many things they could be changing year to year, especially because they're, unfortunately, incredibly opaque about the sourcing, about what's being done to this stuff. Like, frankly, some of their non-toasted products smell and taste toasted. Maybe it's the cooperage they're using, which can be a factor, but like, that video probably won't happen, to be honest with you, because there's so many other videos to make. It's more of like a live stream thing to get into if I get the samples in the mail. But I can pretty much guarantee you that the differences are massive. Chris is in for 2. Thank you, Chris. 2, not 1. Chris Coleman in for 2. All right. Mike, would you like a sample of Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 1? I would not say no to that. I know that's a very expensive bottle, though. So, like, you know, if you want to enjoy that or send that to somebody else, absolutely do that. But I'm not going to say no to tasting that. I've only tasted, like, that early. I've only tasted American Batch 1, not Bourbon Batch 1. Cam, since you love some and some are worse than mid, do you think Michter's barrel strength would be better overall if they actually batched? Yes. I think, yeah, man, that's a great question, because I'm trying to think now about all the Michter stuff. It's all single barrels, isn't it? And I appreciate that. I appreciate tasting single barrels, but there's no consistency in the product. And it's not just year to year. It's like within the year because they're single barrels, and then year to year they're changing shit. So there's no consistency. That's a great point. They should blend them, or just like, listen, do 2 blends a year. Do like a winter spring blend, and do do like a spring summer, and then like a fall winter blend each year. So you have 2 blends a year. Do that. Do that. I don't know. And then release like standout single barrels in the gift shop. Cam, I can likely help you automate Venmo transactions to your spreadsheet. Happy to connect. I would definitely love that. But at the same time, I do still need to read out like what people have sent. So it's kind of all the same. Would you say there's not a consistent Michter's profile like there is with others? I feel like with the shelf products, there is. Like the American, the Sour Mash, the Bourbon, and the Rye. I feel like that's mostly consistent. Although I've never done a comparison. But the barrel strengths and the 10s, none of that's consistent. And the toasteds. So yes and no. All right, did I miss anybody in the actual live stream chat? I don't think I did. Chris Coleman was the last one. Yep. Melly. Okay, let's get into the final Venmo Super Chats and PayPal Super Chats. I think the last one from the Drums and Drams PayPal is John jumping back in for 5 more entries. Thanks, man. Says, nice blind. I did my best. All right, I'll check PayPal real quick, and then I'll go to the personal Venmo. So many accounts. It truly is 2025. Anybody else have any like questions about recent releases or thoughts? Like, what have you been sipping on as far as, stuff like the Jefferson's cast strength that, for me, very surprising tonight. Is there anything else out there that you guys are finding before we do this giveaway that's kind of surprising to you? And also on that note, has anybody tried the Remus 9-year experimental, the Master Distiller's experimental? Guy sent me a bottle of that. I've heard some actually positive, pretty positive reviews of that bottle. I didn't love it. I mean, I thought it was fine for what it was. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, am I getting a little too uppity about what to expect at this price point from MGP? So I'm like in my head about it right now. Okay. All right, a few more PayPals. Morgan O'Neill. Thank you. Says in for a few entries with 8 entries. That's more than a few. Thank you. And Chris Coleman also dropped in 4 entries here. It says Cam Era Fund. All right. Super chat / Cam Era Fund. All right. So now let's go to Venmo. Let's go to the personal Venmo. Let's get the final super chats, and then we're going to get into this giveaway. Okay. Got John. I think I got everybody here. Okay, how do I switch accounts on my phone? There we go. Oh gosh. Okay. I've got some to get through here too. All right. All right, Bobby Holton. You are up first, my friend. Let's see. Let's check in with the chat. I've been loving the Bardstown Silver Oak lately. It's my first Bardstown bottle and seems great. So Hayden, are you a fan? Are you a fan of other finished whiskeys? Because I feel like the Silver Oak is super finished. It has a profile that I've probably never gotten on anything else. Very intense. It's so like jammy and dark fruit, but also has this like peanut butter kind of note to it. Glen Scotia 15, fantastic value Scotch. Oh yeah, Glen Scotia 15 is awesome. It is heavy-handed, Travis. I totally agree. Are you a fan of Snickers? Yeah, the peanut butter note is extremely obvious to me on that one. All right, Bobby Holton in for 4. Says, feels good to be back. Thank you, man. Mike G in for 5. Says, super chat giveaway. We got Marshall, the man of the hour, donating the Crittenden's bottle. In for 5. Says, cheers, Cam. Great to see the giveaways back. Thanks, man. Matt Thomas in for 2. Tacos, gyros, or sushi fund. That's all I eat. Although my gyro place went out of business, and now my sushi place is going out of business. So it's just tacos from here on out, and that's kind of what we all knew, I feel like, at this point. Travis, for ensuring you have it for shipping. Miss you, buddy. Thank you, Travis. I got you in for 2. And did I miss your other one? Let me make sure I got that. I did. I didn't say anything about that, right? You're the OG on this. Travis, from the other day, dude. From May 12th, in preparation for tonight's stream. Says, thanks for being a friend tip. Thank you, Travis. All right, bro. I got you. Travis is the OG of this live stream. Let's go back and catch these other ones. Let's see. What do we have here? All right, so we got Travis in both times. Thank you, man. I got Amy in for 5. Says, cheers, Cam. And to Sarah, can't wait for you to crush Matt Madness. Thank you, Amy. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Amy, I'm still rocking with this spreadsheet you made me years ago. Jesse, in for 4. Cam's charity. I hate you, Jesse. The charity. Mr. Maloney, back again. 2 entries. Says, cheers. We're almost there. Greg Y. in for 2. We got 3 more. Last 3. Kyle Farr says cheers with 4 entries. Toshi with 20 freaking entries. Says, dude, hope life's good. Life is good and it's very busy, man. And I hope you're good too. I still think back about that Willet trip and drinking barrel B63 with you in the freaking restaurant. And Jeb with 6 entries says spending EJ's Costco money. So there we go. That is a haul. That should be everybody. Holy crap. All right. Thank you all for your generosity tonight. I've got everybody. So now I'm going to copy the list. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go to random.org. Okay. Terry, you're absolutely right, man. Okay. So we got the list of everybody. So here's your names on the left, your number of entries on the right. It populates into this list that's copied onto my clipboard. Go to random.org. We're going to spin it 7 times, lucky number 7. According to the description of the video, let me pull it up now so I don't mess this up. The first place winner is the Symboltown bottle. So Symboltown is first, Cafe Cadence is second, sample pack is 3. And I can read out what's in that sample pack. I have it on my phone here. Calumet 17, 18, Jefferson's Cast Strength, Michter's 10, 20, 25, Michter's Barrel Strength Bourbon, Barrel Strength Rye, Praedictum 15, the Nashville Barrel Company Rye, which we didn't taste tonight, but amazing. Cafe Cadence, Symboltown, and both Buckner's 15 picks from Drums and Drams. That's in the sample pack. And then Andy, with a 4th winner, is going to be giving away the Circle City pick. So there we go. That is tonight's giveaway. We're going to paste the list in here. We're going to run it 7 times. Duck races are funner, says Ubions. Yeah. Sorry, this is how we've always done it. 7 spins. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we can't have duplicate winners. So Toshi is out, and Austin, aka Whiskey Rambler, is the 4th place winner, who gets a bottle of Circle City from Andy. So I'll follow up with everybody here. I have Lito's info. Congrats to Lito and Melly for winning the bottles, Toshi for the sample, and Austin for the bottle. Now, if anybody wants to give up their spot, which happens sometimes, I'm not encouraging this, I'm just saying, we can always roll down to the next person, and we will just do that sequentially with no duplicate winners. So there we go. Here's the deal for Melly. Please email me. At this address, drumsanddrams@gmail.com. Let me know you won tonight. Shoot me your address, and I will get this out ASAP. And then also for Austin, I will connect you with Andy. All that good stuff. So there we go. Adam, feels rigged like the laser code's blind. God. Oh, no. It just never stops, does it? So anyways, thank you guys for the support tonight. I got to take a picture of the screen so I know Adam's comment will be on there too. All right. Anything else, guys? Any last minute things to taste very quickly before I jump off here? Done some good work tonight. Long stream. A lot of fun. Almost 3 hours. The next stream that we do will be in 2 weeks. Next week I have a conflict. I might still jump on and do a blind flight, but it's not going to be like a whole stream. The next like big stream we do is going to be in 2 weeks, which is the week of Memorial Day, and I'm going to give away. We're going to do a giveaway on that stream too, because it's right after we have some bottles dropping on the channel coming up. So I'm going to give away 1 bottle of each of our Buckner's picks on that next stream in 2 weeks with a bunch of samples, and kind of like tonight. And the samples are going to be some early Bardstown releases that probably nobody has tried, which I just cracked open a few weeks ago. The Goodwood Honey and the Copper and Kings Mistel finish. So these are going to go in there. The Buckner's bottles are going to go in there. Some Dream Spirits hazmat picks are going to go in there. All sorts of cool stuff. So that's going to be in 2 weeks. Travis, Cam, let me know how River Roots goes. I think I was picking up on what you were saying earlier. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Here's to hoping my softball game was early that night. Awesome stream. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Very fun. And I'm going to wrap up. I don't know. I'm going to wrap up with a little sip straight out of the... No, not straight out of the bottle. Let's do this. Let me wrap up with a sip of DD4, which was number 5 in Adam's blind. A Drums and Drams pick made it into the blind, but it wasn't the short barrel pick like I thought it was. There we go. Yes, do it. Austin. What's up, Austin? Yes, do it, and fuck all appeared within the same minute, probably within the same 15 seconds. Matt, 1 more hour. Matt, it's a little tough at this point, man. Oh, butt chug. No, I have to send samples to people out of that bottle. I wanted you to chug and then you bailed. I did bail, dude. I did bail. All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good night. I got a dress rehearsal in 10 and a half hours. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to feel better. All right. Have a good night.